Welcome to the city of Calgary, Alberta, Canada. We're only about 80 kilometers east of the lovely Rocky Mountains. Calgary's known for hosting world-class events such as the 1988 Olympic Winter Games, and yearly the Calgary Stampede takes place in July. We are now in May, and the LGT World Women's Curling Championship has taken over the Winsport Arena at Canada Olympic Park for the 2021 edition. Look inside of our feature game, Canada taking on Switzerland, two teams coming into the event as perennial favorites. When you see these two flags on the board and they play battle, we'll look to determine who will be into the playoffs moving through the week as we are in session 5. So let's meet the teams now here in our feature matchup. For Canada, their lead, Brianne Mayer. The second, Shannon Burchard. The third, Val Sweeting. And the skip of this back-to-back Canadian Championship team, Kerry Anderson. They will take on the Swiss, the reigning world champions. Their lead, Melanie Barbazat. Their second, Esther Neuenschwander. Their skip throws third stones in Silvana Tiranzoni. And their fourth stone thrower, Alina Petz. As we head into this session, we look at the standings. Scotland atop right now at 3-0. Then RCF, Switzerland, and Sweden right behind at 2-0. Big team, logjam of teams at 1-1. Canada included, as well China, Czech Republic, Denmark, and Japan. Germany and the USA are 1-2. Estonia, Italy, and Korea round out the field and are looking for win number 1. So in session 5, here are the games taking place. We're over on sheet A with our feature game, Canada and Switzerland. Sheet B, it is RCF taking on Italy. Sheet C, Denmark takes on Sweden. And then on sheet D, it's Czech Republic taking on Estonia. As you see, all the competitors getting ready to go. I'm Luke Coley. Thanks for joining me, and alongside myself is Olympian and Canadian champion Melissa Saligo. It's going to be a lot of fun. You got the reigning world champion, two-time Canadian champion, and doing battle. They know each other. They play on the slams and the World Curling Tour, and now they do battle wearing Canada and Switzerland colors.
Yes, I agree, Luke. It will be a battle out there for sure. These teams know each other very, very well. And, you know, we've talked about this before. This is, even though they're back-to-back Canadian champions, this is Canada's debut here at the World Championship, playing against Tiranzoni, Switzerland, who's been here a few times. Yeah, and they're familiar with it. This is their 4th trip. They won the title 2 years ago, obviously last year, canceled at the 11th hour. Unfortunately, due to COVID-19, but now we're here in the bubble. Kerry Anderson, and Silvana Tiranzoni, no stranger to being in the bubble for the tour events prior. And now they get to go do battle early in the week. Does it make a difference? You see Canada's got some tough games early. Obviously, it's real early to look at playoffs at this stage, but you get those tough matchups early, good or bad. There's definitely advantages and disadvantages for both. And, you know, sometimes you like to play the harder teams first to kind of get your momentum going, get your confidence going. We saw yesterday Canada drop that one to Sweden. They did outplay Sweden for the most part, especially in the first half of the game, and ended up losing that game. Switzerland's coming, you know, off a first day of 2-0, which is a lot of confidence, a lot of momentum going into this game. And no matter when you play Canada, you're always, always trying to bring your A game. And here's the last stone draw numbers. Canada at 30.2, good numbers, but Switzerland even better at 19.2. Melissa, we saw 4 draws, all covering the button. That's the level of curling that we're going to see here this afternoon in our feature game. And this will be the first time Canada will start without the hammer. The previous games, they had won the right to have last stone in the first end. The key for both of these teams is to ensure that they are aware, pick up on the ice very, very quickly. We saw yesterday maybe some teams were struggling a little bit with the ice, maybe a little bit with the rocks. You know, talking to a couple people from this morning's game, the ice seemed to be curling a lot this morning. So just which team's going to pick up on the ice the fastest? And we'll start Brianne Mayer.
Line's nice. Line's really good. Take a look. Looks like it's sliding nice. A lot of curl. Val.
I do expect that we will see both of these teams being offensive in the first end, especially based on the call here that Canada's making a short guard, tight guard. So
I love it. Game on.
Game on already.
Oh, Melanie Barbazat, 29-year-old. Lives in Bern, Switzerland. Is a physiotherapist. It's always nice to have those on the team, especially in a long week, a 13-game round robin. So that one doesn't get protected by the guard, stays out in the open.
We saw where the broom was being put for the draw to the button. It was probably minimum mid-12 to get to the center line. So again, that was probably a draw to the button path, but they obviously do it the opposite way. They come home rather than away. But right now we're playing to the away end.
Well, it doesn't make the big roll in behind, still in the open. You see this a lot in early in games. The centerline guard, the come around doesn't get buried, and then who can make that hit and roll?
And in these situations, Luke, I really like to see teams, especially in the first end, be more aggressive on the roll. And what I mean by that is play it tighter to the center guard, try and get a bigger roll rather than not a roll at all. So trying to move the rock position no matter what.
Well, neither side have with those two hits. Well, Shannon Burchard is a three-time Canadian champ. Is a world champion. She was with the Jennifer Jones team that won in 2018.
Both teams still looking for that roll.
Well, you've seen a lot of games, Melissa. You see this happen so many times. We'll see Esther Neuenschwander try and make that roll. Back and forth, back and forth. As soon as someone makes the roll, now the run back's a lot shorter.
That's right. You're working your way outside the rings here. A little roll on this one for sure.
Not fully buried, but a nice little roll to get the inside tucked.
Keep going. Whoa. Brian. Hard. Gotta go a little more.
Well, as that one will hit and roll out, we look at the rules of play. 6 ends minimum must be played. 38 minutes of thinking time. 1 60-second timeout. So different for some of these teams, as we'll see the peel of the center guard now. Canadian rules, they have 2 timeouts. Here's just 1.
Canada definitely wanted to stay in the rings with that one. Didn't want to allow Switzerland to step up and peel the center guard. So now we'll see a pretty open end, I would imagine, for the rest of this end.
And that's just not being afraid of the center guard, but not really wanting to play into Canada's hands.
That's right. And we saw Switzerland, obviously, in the very first rock come around. And that's just sort of to set the tone, to let them know they're willing to do it, kind of mix it up a bit. But when that hit and roll was so elusive for everybody, once that a mistake is made, so-called hit and roll out, not a big mistake, but one enough that it's later in the end, kind of mid-end, Switzerland says that's enough. We'll just play it open, take hammer into the second.
Really coming down, holy crap. Yeah, gotta go.
So this one ends up really high.
Okay.
I think they thought for a second of maybe something else, but peel is coming here for Silvana Tiranzoni. And this is the difference with this Swiss lineup. Silvana, the skip, throwing third stones. Started curling when she was just 10 years old. A lot of curling stones under her belt. Oh, And a little mistake will hit and roll to a center line guard.
It is a little mistake for Switzerland, but it does give Canada, gives them the option to come behind, which they can do. But as you know, Luke, from our previous games, is that with the amount of curl on this ice, a guard that far out is really pretty easy to access the rocks and any rocks behind them.
Just tight. Like, just tight. Top 12, good. Line's good. Line's good. Top 4, top 8. Line's good. Shannon, throw. Top 8. Top 8. Shannon. Top 4, top 8.
You can see how much this still has to curl.
Coming down. Hard, Shannon. Yep. Hard. Hard. Finish.
See the break there. It's a very late break on this ice.
Okay. Good throw.
That
Great
probably
throw.
didn't start curling until about the hog line.
Good. Nice weight.
Because
Just
of
had
the
to bring
length
it
of
a
that
little
guard
deeper, try and get it
and
under.
partially
It
open,
was a little
accessible
tacky,
for
like the guard
Tiranzoni.
Early and
Yeah.
the slow stuff, and that was just gradual.
Yeah, and I
So
thought
either
either
second
nice.
down or
Yeah.
guard took its time.
Yeah, it only crowed all at the end, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, good throw. Surprised how gradual that was.
Yeah, me too. I thought it would maybe curl a little harder if this side's a little bit straighter. I thought maybe it would.
Yeah, so either the
Quoi,
second down
Non.
So there is room for Tiranzoni to actually probably get to the nose of this stone.
Ça, c'est pas chouette. Ça, c'est pas.
It's a little roll to the outside.
Tip-top.
It's kind of those in-between ones, Luke. You either want to hit it right on the nose or you want to roll quite far out to the 12-foot. Just the closer it is to the center line, obviously, it makes it easier for the hit and roll for Team Canada. Even though we haven't seen one yet this end, but
Yeah, we've seen a bunch of nose hits, a rollout, that come around by Val Sweeting didn't
Yeah,
make the big swoop that they thought it would. But we'll keep an eye still. This is just day 2 of the event, so there's a lot of stones have gone down the ice. Kerry Anderson, 33-year-old skip.
this is a typical weight we'll see from Team Canada is that number 10. Then that's the time it takes for the rock to travel between the two hog lines. That's their typical hit weight.
No worries. First time we saw one there. Yeah.
Well, and it'll hit and roll big, like you said, Melissa. They did go aggressively to make that roll, and it goes a little further than they wanted.
Running there for a while. Yeah.
And I think that's a good call. I know they wanted, obviously, the hit and roll to the center line, but just trying to put this in a different spot, you know, by being aggressive on that roll. It does change the shot now for Switzerland. Just moves things around a bit.
Alina Petz, 31-year-old, a part of 3 world championship teams, a world mixed doubles gold. We'll get the hit right on the nose.
Super länge.
Godt, Betsy. Schön.
So being the last stone for Canada, probably give this one a real good aggressive play to try and make the roll.
Absolutely. Yeah, they definitely want to try and get the roll on this one. And if they happen to roll to a different spot again, that's okay. But
Right at it like you can.
you never want to give your opposition the same shot twice.
Solid bump. Solid bump. This please. Brienne. Coming down. Brienne. Brienne.
Here trying to get that sweeping to curl.
Yeah, little roll wide. Just change the path. Okay.
Well, you mentioned it earlier, Melissa, in the comment, just change the path by rolling outside.
That's okay.
That was a great call by Val.
Right.
You didn't really want to nose it, right? So you knew you weren't going to get the aggressive roll, so just roll to a different path. I like it. It does, however, roll to the edge of the 12, so it kind of makes the blank attempt a little bit easier for Team Switzerland, but still have to make it.
Well, and Alina Petz played 90% in her first game, 94 in her second. Try and start off with good numbers here to blank this first end. And there's a miss early, so a steal, an unforced error by Alina Petz. And Canada on the board first with the steal of one. Did change the path, it caused the mistake. And Canada an early 1-0 lead.
Interested to see what it would do there.
Yeah. So we're finding a little straighter on the right side here.
Go straight on both
I
sides.
think it's a little
And just
shelfy
the
like
first
this
time
way.
you threw there, that's
This
all.
side here seemed to get a little bit more late finish.
A little bit.
The other
yeah.
side is just not.
Yeah, it's just like slow the whole
Yeah,
way, right?
yeah.
Line's a little tight.
2-3. Should slide nice here.
It's close.
Should slide nice here.
It's gonna over curl.
Okay.
We're 2.5.
3.
It's gonna
Okay, well
overcurl.
then, just let it kind of die. It's gonna over curl just a hair.
Okay. Nice speed.
Okay.
Good weight.
Well, 1-0 the score here at the Winsport Arena as that first stone of end number 2 goes just off the center for Team Canada. Not a whole lot going on in that first end, but you mentioned it, Melissa, a little roll away to a different path, and Alina Petz ups her weight, can't make the blank.
And I mean, you never know if that's going to happen, but you know, you always try. You always try to put it in a different spot. Never allow your opponent, if you can, to throw the same shot twice. And just with Alina, just as you said, I think a little extra weight, straighter spot maybe there, and just an early steal of one.
So a little different strategy, the corner guard, the center guard, and
Line's good.
now Mayer.
Line's really good. Reach close.
Younger was actually a very competitive softball player.
Has to curl.
Hopefully now a very high-level curler in the world.
Sliding.
14-4. Val, can you finish?
Val first if you can.
You can go. You can go. You can go. You're close.
Yep.
Very nice. Good.
Nice shot.
Nice throw.
Seeing a real nice surface that we were fortunate to be here for the World Men's, and it was the speed stayed the same. Started the event to the last stone of the event, and it was about 14.5, sometimes even almost a 50 in a quick surface. A little more work here that they have to do to try and control the air temperature in the building, because obviously we're into May now, and it was 20 degrees yesterday, probably about 16 here in Calgary today, I believe, degrees Celsius. Every event a little bit more work for these great ice makers that have worked tirelessly throughout. It's been almost 90 days for them by the time they're finished this World Women's.
We were talking to John Wall this morning, or this afternoon when we came in, and he's been here February, March, April, and now May. 4 different months he's been here.
Yep, go down hard.
But a really great point, Luke. It's such it's hard work, especially as it gets warmer and warmer outside. It gets warmer and warmer inside, and it takes a lot to maintain the ice. And they've done such a tremendous job.
Well, nice hit and roll, and
10.
the teams are getting used to it. Both these teams were at the Grand Slam event the previous two weekends. They actually played, and it was a Tirinzoni win. They won 10-3. That was the only loss Anderson had in that event that she went on to win. So ice is going to be very different from that event. New stones, new ice surface, and it's all on who can read that. You saw it if you watched the Canada-Sweden game yesterday. Sweden struggled early, but then picked it up late, where Canada sort of lost their feel of what the weight was doing.
And the weight doesn't change much. Let's be very clear. Like, the weight still runs, but sometimes it's if you're throwing a 14.5 between hog lines for draw weight, sometimes you have to feel when you kick out at a 14.5. But sometimes you actually have to get it there for a 14.5. It's a big difference.
Look at the Canadian coach, I'm sure had a discussion with him, Heather Nedwin.
But I guess they got us this way.
Doesn't
so
really ever leave the curling rink. She managed the Sher Park Curling Club just out east of Edmonton,
Right to it.
and has joined this team this year.
It'll be a little short. That's the
Of course, she was the bronze medalist the year that Alina Petz was the alternate for Miriam Ott winning the World Championship. And since 2012, Switzerland's won 5 of 8 World Championships.
Wow.
Room right now. Easy. Top 8.
Eight's nice. Oh no, top 4.
No.
Just to it. Weight's
No,
good.
it's running.
Tapping. Back
No,
butt.
14-1.
Back
Brianne,
butt.
go. Brianne, go.
Coming down. It's
Oh,
just
you
there.
gotta
Weight's
go.
really good.
Weight's good.
Nice.
Nice
Okay,
shot.
that works.
Right down into the pocket. They'll lie 1, 2, 3. That being Canada throwing the red stones. Well, Pierre Schret, Swiss coach, keeping a close eye on that.
Clap position.
Canadian
Backline.
Okay.
who works a lot on with the World Curling Tour and the Grand Slam events, joining this team this year as their coach. A lot of experience playing Canadian championships.
Hey, sneller. Rest snel.
I'm a little surprised that Switzerland's not moving some of the rocks around here a little, Luke. It looks like they're throwing top weight, but, you know, as you mentioned, they're line 3 right now. Canada's line 3.
Well, they do move the one, but it doesn't. They're still trying to set up the angles.
It over-curled almost a little bit on them.
We'll look in Denmark and Sweden. A lot of yellow granite for Sweden. Denmark coming off their first win of the event. Madeleine Dupont has a hit to score her 1.
Looks like she needs at least a nose, maybe a little flop towards the center. And I think she gets it.
Yeah, they take a look. It is 1 for Denmark and Madeleine Dupont, so they're taking on the 2-0 Sweden rink. 1-0, they lead that game. So we'll look as well. RCF Italy. Italy with the yellow stones, but RCF with the hammer. Italy does have shot stones, so Alina Kovaleva has to draw for her 1. Well, and for RCF, they do have the 8-foot open. It was last night, Alina Kovaleva making a triple to win the game and score 3 against Korea. So they start off with 1 in this game, lead 1-0. They come in at 2-0 in Italy, and Stefania Constantini was 0-2 coming into this session 5 game.
We saw Canada just come in, the rock that's on the top 8, they're on the right-hand side. It's the rock that was just thrown by Canada. I think it's actually come in way too deep. There's an opportunity now for Switzerland to hit that one right on the nose, and I believe remove the 2 reds that are shot first and second shot.
Well, try and hold it, get by the guard. They do. And look, makes the hit.
Okay.
Doesn't move them all out far enough, but they will sit second and third and have some stones they can still use.
Yeah, the angles right now are definitely favoring Switzerland, but you see this when it over-curled just a little, just gets by the guard.
Yeah, great sweep by Barbizet to just to hold that one.
I'm actually surprised she didn't throw a little bit more weight on that, Luke. Try and get a little more action off the red stones. So right now, angles favoring Switzerland with hammer.
Think we ripped that double. Are you guys seeing anything else?
No,
I think so.
Setup shot would
That
be
was-
freezing on their shot stone.
Yeah,
Corner
But
freezing.
I think if we can kill at least one here, that's
like we are shot,
yeah.
but
Do you like that?
Yeah,
I like it.
yeah, let's do it then. I agree.
Yeah,
Let's
the
get
freeze
something we
doesn't
can get more
do a
options.
whole lot for you at this stage of the end. Knowing they'll be able to hit shot stone after.
Yeah, I agree, Luke. I think they need to try and eliminate at least at one yellow here. And if Val can hit this right, you can't see a lot of that rock. But if you can hit what you can see, you might get lucky and get both.
Well, it won't get anything except that one in the back. It's their own that they,
I would curl there.
Yeah, that's
or
okay.
they just
That's
didn't
okay.
go do anything for Val Sweeting.
Thought it would move a little. It's okay.
So it looks like Switzerland is lying second and third right now.
My only thought with that corner freeze on the
They tried to get this to curl, but
side,
she was just on the other side of the center line and it just didn't come up.
Three later.
Yeah.
That's why I liked it, but
Yeah, I think they got off it so they didn't just tick it over a little bit.
Wenn sie hier nachher reinrollt, haben wir den nur ganz leicht. Von innen, oder? Zusammenhalt. Finde ich gut.
But
Ganz leicht
now with the last of
reinrollen.
third stones for Tiranzoni. They could hit live 3 at this point.
Bis da.
Two of them pretty
Wenn
well
sie nachher
protected.
wickt, haben wir den.
Ja.
Bring it in, huh?
Do you want to nose it? Do you try and roll behind those other 2 yellows of yours?
I don't think you want to nose it because if you look at the 2 yellow ones here in the 8-foot biting top 4, they're almost in a perfect angle to run into that yellow one right now, or red one right now. So if you nose it, I'm not sure it'll be high enough to prevent the triple. So a little roll somewhere away from that area might be good. It's hard to stay close enough in the 4-foot area though to keep line 3.
Okay, quit.
Nose hit, like you said, not necessarily where you want to hit it. Is that triple there?
I'm not sure. It might actually miss that yellow one.
there's at least a double just for them just to sit one only.
Yeah.
What do you guys like?
If you could
There's
ever...
a double, so they only sit one.
Yeah, I think we touched them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The triple's there
I don't
that
mind going
way,
after
for
it if you
sure.
like it.
We just have to touch it.
Yeah, I think
It's
we
really,
start on the
it looks
line.
not great from
Yeah.
Can't see very much of that rock, Luke. Like, I'm thinking you can only see maybe
Or we
an
hit and
inch or
roll.
2.
She doesn't like what it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, and will this be different, obviously, with Val being a lefty? Is that a different path now
Yeah.
where she'll release this than for the righty and Anderson?
It will. So you can see that from, if we're looking at it as it is right now,
Right, yeah,
Val
Kerry
could
looks
actually
like-
see more of the stone, so it was quite appealing from her, so her path would have been a little sharper. Whereas now, Kerry's view is going to be very different. She's going to see less of the rock, and her rock's going to travel just in a very different path. There's just, well, not a very different, a little different path. But as long as she's near the center line, she should be able to get a piece. This has better line than the first one.
Well, try and get them all moving. Spin it far enough, get it out of there to lie 2.
Go, 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 go. Good sweep,
Wow,
Val.
fantastic shot from
What
Kerry
a
Anderson.
shot.
Atta girl. Really good.
You could only see about an inch of that rock.
Well, that was the interesting thing from the front end. They said it may not look appealing to Kerry.
Get, go, 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 go. Good sweep, Val. Yes, 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 yes. Get, go, 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 go. Good sweep, Val.
Kerry's a lot of fun because she's very animated out there.
And also, huh?
You got a good...
Licht
idea for that with that shot.
Aber mega wenig, oder? Dass sie da gerade so ein Dauerli hat.
Nase ist okay.
Gut.
So there is no active double right now for Team Switzerland, so I think that they're going to play the hit and flop in behind that yellow stone.
So hit that red one, maybe make it a lonely red stone in the 8-foot.
And Canada would have to be very careful because there's also 2 yellow ones as we see in the back of the rings.
Wenn sie da rauskommt beim Hintern, ist sie nachher besser. Ja, dann ist sie Schott, ja. Ja, dann bringt es nicht viel, oder, was wir jetzt machen. Dann müssen wir den machen, ja. Gut. Von innen. 10,5. Ja. Gut.
So they've changed their mind here, Luke. It looks like one of the reasons they probably didn't want to hit this particular red one is because it may jam on the back yellow and take that out. But right now that really doesn't matter. What's really important here is the roll for them. The other red, when we looked at it from the throwing end, it doesn't look like there was a lot of room to actually roll behind.
Okay.
And Alina makes the nose hit, so they lie second, third, and fourth.
I hate to leave her thin.
Yeah, she'd still have that for 3.
It's hard for them to make that double, I think. I don't think it's there.
I think so.
She's got to roll below. Yeah.
Do you like this?
My first thought was the hidden
The
roll.
only thing is she can do that, though.
Yeah, we'd have to be.
What's that?
There's
Our
just nowhere
first thought
really
was
to
the hidden
roll. Yeah. Because even if you just roll to center, you're okay. As long as you can roll deeper than
Can't roll
red.
the center.
Yeah,
Yeah, like rolling the
we'd
center
have to
line's
roll
pretty good.
under. Yeah. It just seems easier to maybe draw there, but.
Yeah.
Well, if you make the roll, you might clip that. She might be able to
it's just
play that
sucking
for
in
2.
here so
Yeah.
hard. I would never want to like leave it there and give her.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Like I think you're clipping the double, so the most you should get is 2, maybe 3. But
Yeah.
she was
Do
shot
you like
now.
right there with the 10?
I think we're shot on the side. Yeah.
And I wonder if
Yeah,
Switzerland
first one
changed
here
their call,
should come up like it
knowing
was
that if she did play that, there might be a double on that other side one. If they played this, either the hit or roll or the draw.
That's a possibility. I know Switzerland was trying to roll towards the center.
Okay. Do you like that? I used to.
Canada has to be a little
so. You wanna
careful
roll the center
on.
line, split center?
They would really like to
Yeah.
roll for second shot for sure,
You got it.
and there may be a double
All right. Let's make it Kerry. Got it.
for Switzerland at the end of this, but
Got it.
their other option was to draw, but I'm not sure the draw. I don't know if you want to leave all those yellow rocks around. So if she can make a great hit and roll here, at least it's a very high degree of difficulty for Switzerland to try and score multiple points.
Whoa, stay close.
Wanted to get the roll. How far does she roll? Rolls right underneath, and
Okay.
does that leave a double for 3?
I think it does. Just high side on that top red one should give them 3. Just rolled too far.
Well, there's no real panic till late. As you see it come into picture now, they were just staying close, and then it made that move that we see on all these stones so late. It's tough to anticipate, but you got to be aware of it.
And that's one of the things with this particular ice, and we'll talk about this again with draw weight, but you really do have to keep a broom down. We saw it actually yesterday in the game we did together in Sweden, is that there's some rocks that jump, so you have to be very aware and try and keep the broom down at all times. This is a lot of weight.
And trying to make the double spin it out, and they'll score 2 that way. Want to make sure the double, the big weight, don't hold the shooter. But Switzerland uses the hammer, scores a deuce, and they have a 2-1 lead in our feature game.
Good.
Yeah, that just took a jump as soon as you said wall, and then it just.
Ja, het waait.
Ja, wahrscheinlich von mir.
Tipptopp, Nähe.
Ja, kannst mal davon ausgehen, ist gut. Ich habe das Gefühl, ich habe jetzt zweimal gut gespielt.
nå, hæ?
Jeg skjønner godt.
Gut, final step.
Recht gut, ich bin näher am Haus, aber ist gut.
Gut, muss nach sein.
Ja, ist gut, recht wie es geht. Ja.
Ich glaube schon mega nah. Ich glaube eher du, Betsy. Wenn du kannst. Oh, ho.
Ja, kannst nicht.
Stopp.
Corner guard.
Welcome back to Winsport Arena here in Canada Olympic Park. Luke Coley, Melissa Saligo for the LGT World Women's Curling Championship 2021. First end was a miss blank by Alina Pats, but she made the double on her last and the second to score 2. So now this will be the first time Canada has had the hammer in our feature game.
That was a safe thing for Switzerland to do. They could have thrown a little bit less weight and try and get to the nose and get 3, but you know, you just want to be very careful. You want to get your 2 for sure. So that was a great shot there by Switzerland.
Well, first out of the end just stopped short of the rings as a center line guard for Melanie.
Denk je out 3.
Er is länger, hij stikt hem niet. Is goed. Goed zo, goed zo.
Dat is vol anders gelopen.
I want more like middle 4. Probably throw similar and just sweep it a bit better. Okay.
So they put up the corner guard and they're going to use it early.
Okay, all you. Give it a chance if it's max. If it's max, just let it settle. Well, hasn't curled yet. Coming in. It'll get there. It'll get there.
Line's really good.
All you, line's great.
Raise my broom. It's over curling.
Line's
Okay,
great.
We're there. Over curling.
Okay, yeah, leave it high. Well, good, good.
Good shot. And I just want to go back to talking about draw weight for a second, Luke. We talked about earlier that the weight is around between hog lines for a draw to the T line around 14.5. You can throw anywhere almost a 14.1 to probably a 14.8, 14.9 if you want to sweep it the whole way. But you have to remember it's about heating the path as the rock goes down the ice. So if you lift your broom, and because it's got a little extra weight, it will come off very quickly. So it's really important to manage the stones as they go down the ice and ensure that you keep a broom down if you need to ensure of the draw weight.
Well, and here if you're not sure what's going on, this is the 5 rock free guard zone rule in play. They're trying to hit that one in the rings, but it ends up getting the guard. So they can't remove an opponent's stone in that area out in front of the rings until the 6th stone of the end.
Or you might need a little more. It might come off the back. 9.5.
Okay. So like a 9.5?
I'm not sure if that was maybe just a mistake by Switzerland. Like, you can't see a lot of that rock, so it was very difficult to go after it. And they have 2 rocks in what we call the control zone in front of the 4-foot. So they could have used those as well and sort of have Canada chase them rather than the other way around. But a great opportunity here for Canada to try and get another hit and roll behind that guard.
Sit.
Beauty.
Yeah, just get a little piece in if we can.
Oh, and look at it spin right in. Listen to Kerry.
9.4. Good weight.
Now they can remove those stones out in front, and it clears off that center line.
Goed. Onderuit.
Well, an extension there for Esther Neuenschwander. Won't get anything, just peels that guard off. So still Canada line 2 early on in this 3rd end.
Ja, ist so. Aber jetzt nicht drüber aufregen.
Okay, weight's nice. Halfway. Okay. Coming
down. She's flexed them off.
Brianne, drop.
Halfway.
Line's good. Line's okay right now. Brianne, drop. Gotta go.
So some people would wonder why they're not drawing to the open side, so to speak, and trying to keep their rocks as far apart as possible. But they've got two in a really good position right now, so they're throwing another guard on it in hopes that if this kept going, you know, throughout this end the same way, they may have a chance for 3 by the end of this end, unless Switzerland makes the double.
Ja, is goed.
It's another attempt at this run back. So we'll keep an eye. Sweden, see what the Olympic champion Anna Hasselborg and her team have against Denmark, who lead 1-0. Coming in, Sweden sitting at 2-0. Looks like a free draw into the 8-foot for 3 for Sweden.
It is. It looks like they just have to hit full 8.
Front ends love this, where you can just guide this one in and no problem. For Sweden, they get 3, so a 3-1 lead after 2 ends on sheet C.
Zet hem halv. Ja. Vad vill du helst lägga den här med? Back. Ja. Faktiskt.
Same way to Shannon. Hit her last. 2. Oh no. Waist on the same.
Canada throwing the exact same shot. Switzerland unable to make a double on their previous one, so another guard opportunity here. Do not want it too deep. This one's got a little extra
Really tight. Not in, but tight.
momentum on it.
Doesn't have to. Good. Good job. Good.
It'll make the double a little easier.
Good job.
I'll take this one on.
Yeah, they may even get all of them actually, Luke, just the way it's lined up.
Okay.
Godt.
So run this one back, try and go across and get rid of those reds. There's a couple of misses. The hit of the guard before the free guard zone was over for Neuenschwander, and then the missed run back. Trying to get any curl in this one to run this one back. And another time, Switzerland won't get anything in the rings.
That was a big opportunity actually for Switzerland to try and get something just because of the distance between those rocks. So it looks like one more chance here to throw a guard for Val Sweeting. Would like this one to be maybe a 2, so that's the kind of the middle between the hog line and the house.
Same to her last. 2. Wait's good. Just a 2.
Line's good.
Just a 2.
Line's good. Press my
Little higher. Just a 2. Halfway 3. 2, 3. 3.
good.
It's skating again.
Easy. It's
Line's
really
good.
grabbing. It's walking. Clean
No,
it.
Brianne,
Clean it.
never you.
Clean it.
Sit down.
Good. Good. Okay, that's all right. Good job. Nice. This gets better and better. Good job.
Well done there by Val. You can see it protecting those 2 rocks in the rings.
Also, weißt du, wenn du da bringst du auch nur einen raus, oder?
Nein, also ich meine, nasse Kämpfe wären alle.
Ja, genau, nasse
Also weißt, ich frage mich, ob sie nachher nochmal eine Guard spielt, weil sonst kann ich da den Doppel spielen nachher.
Okay.
Weißt du, wie ich meine? Ich würde einfach nochmal Guard.
Genau, auf die Nase wäre super.
Ja. Ganz leicht über die Görle.
Ja.
Genau, Nase.
Ja.
Doppel. Und nachher, der Vorder ist nachher nicht mehr im Haus.
Das ist gut, ja.
Ja.
Tipptopp.
Well, this will be the 4th attempt at this one now. Pardon me, 3rd. The one was just a straight peel of the longer guard. So this one now, try and get all 3 of those reds moving.
Took a little bit less ice maybe.
Well, get one, and we'll miss everything rolling to the center.
Just one half or the other half, hey?
The elusive 2 red stones in the top of the 12-foot.
Ja.
Yeah, she just took maybe an inch less ice. And that was just enough to over curl a little.
because we don't want to be bad because I think they might.
We want to be top
So
four
give me a
though. Like we
little
don't
bit
want to be
less
too
because
high.
this is a straighter side, right?
Yeah, I like
And
that.
give her like a double in off or something.
So Canada going to draw in. They think still have thrown one more guard
Depth is pretty good.
Yeah.
with this one and see if Switzerland would play the run or would they play the draw themselves.
I think they would play the draw. If these two yellow ones weren't staggered,
14-5.
they may look at throwing the guard again. However, because of the stagger, it's such a
Fighting for
great
depth kind of
position.
thing? Like
Switzerland wouldn't be able to run one of those yellow ones in. So they want to get this fully buried,
Yeah, 14-3.
maybe top
14-5 here.
8. I don't know if they need to come as far as top 4. You don't want to give Switzerland the opportunity to freeze to it and take the end away from you. You could even show them a little piece too.
Just for we.
You don't have to be
Top eight,
fully
top
buried
four.
even.
Line's
Okay,
good.
line's good. Keep it
Top
from
four.
there.
Running a bit.
Make sure.
Coming down a little
Line's
bit.
good.
Top four. Still running. Top four. We can wait. Shannon's top
Top
8.
eight.
You're like over here. Top 8. Top 4. Top 4. Okay, just here. Top
Wait,
button.
well then, just clean. Just clean.
That's good. Good
Okay.
throw. Sorry. Nice throw. Good. Okay, not bad.
So
Karen.
interesting,
Sorry.
Luke, she
Great weight.
took
What'd
quite
you
a
get
bit
on
of
that?
ice on that shot, and
Val? Really good.
she almost took a draw to the button pathway. So I'm not sure if they weren't trying to get it partially buried. I would assume that they were. But there is a couple different doubles here now for Switzerland. They can play the straight back double. They can play the double on the one that's top 12 across the house into the one that Kerry just threw. Don't think the triple's there.
We need to make 2 of them go away, otherwise it's an even bigger end for Canada. Pet's trying to make at least one of the doubles, and we'll do that, limiting the damage to a Canada to draw for 2 right back.
Ja, es läuft schön gerade.
So well played in by the Canadian side. They put the pressure on, they take advantage of the misses at the second position by Switzerland. And gets the benefit of draw and hit paint to score that second point. We'll leave this one in the hands of the Canadian front end, Burchard Mayer.
Line's good.
Here,
Running.
City
Running.
glass. City glass, just clean it in. We're good. We're on that one. We're fine. Weight's good.
Well, just keeping that broom down, right down to their own stone to get a pair right back. So Canada takes the lead back after 3 ends,
Really good draw weight. Yeah.
3-2. Canada leading Switzerland.
Those paraffers.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely not.
Ja. Ja, genau. Ja. Tipptopp. Kommst ja gut hinter Garde. Weißt du, auch wenn sie einen perfekt versteckt, kannst du ihn ja gut. Genau, ja.
Ich müsste die hinten bleiben und sagen, nein, nein, die ist.
Welcome back to Winsport Arena. A 3-2 game back and forth, both teams with a deuce, and that steal on the blank attempt in the first end. The difference in this game so far. Canada playing very well in the early going of this one. Switzerland some struggles, but there's a 1-point game.
And we will come back to that, probably that blank attempt in the first again as we go through this game, because you work so hard to get hammer in that very first end, and to give your opponent a point is kind of defeating the purpose.
Yeah, that advantage went right out the window in that first end of play. We'll get a look here at their numbers. Obviously, this is game number 3. 83% for Brianne Mayer. 78% in her first game, 82 in her second. And try and keep building on that, because you want to see that lead. High 80s, low 90s. And she'll expect that out of herself as well.
Keep going, rub it off.
That's okay. Okay.
Well, it's just trying to make something of the stone. At least there, it's out in front, can't be removed yet.
It was interesting too with Brianne's first rock, the previous end, it actually overcurled center as well, about a rock width off. Same with this end. So I heard them talking, just, you know, keeping an eye on that particular rock. So Switzerland is going to ignore those 2 red stones and try and get one buried behind the corner guard they threw. This is very similar to what we saw in the previous end, except the opposite teams. Nice shot.
Well, good pair for Barbazan. You saw her numbers. She's in the high 80s at 89. Curled 85 in their first win against Korea, then 100% against Italy.
If we hit it? Just wick it. Okay. Just all right. Yeah, you got it, Shan. Should curl here.
So these are the situations, Luke, I completely understand why they're going for the rock that's buried behind the corner guard. However, they just worked very hard to put 2 center guards up. I know they're up a point, and you kind of want to do the scoreboard management by eliminating opposition stones.
Trying to get by that guard. And
Great
they'll
shot.
make a fantastic curling shot to roll to the 8-foot.
But just going further to my point, if you ever get to the center line first, then you're forcing your opposition to chase you. It makes a great shot, so I won't take anything away from her, absolutely. That's a difficult, high degree of difficulty, that shot.
And one that if it does remove that guard, you lose it altogether.
Exactly. You know, we saw that on the previous end. So I guess that's kind of my point, is you will have a chance to go after it later.
Well, Neuenschwander trying to roll behind those. I think touches center line with that one.
The run's not bad, only because if you flop, you're flopping him behind the other one.
They got 2 corners.
If we miss. But then they hit and roll behind their corner. Because we can't bury on this.
Shot, but
Yeah, I'm with you.
okay, hack.
Okay, you got it. Let's make it.
Let's wait.
Well then, whoa. Close. Yeah. Whoa.
Well, plan A was to hit it, the one in the rings.
Whoa. Gotta go in yellow.
Nope,
Just
stop
a
that one.
little bit light, I think.
Right
Ooh, just through.
So leaves that one in the open.
Fina. Yep.
That was a really good shot. So opportunity here for Switzerland now to try and hit and roll behind the corner guard that they've established early. Don't want to roll out. That'll give Canada the opportunity to either remove the corner, they can go up and peel that, or they can go on the offensive and try and draw around.
Is that case just overthrowing it? More weight than they needed?
Maybe just a little. I'm not sure what the weight was called, but it did have it was pretty solid.
Even if we get behind the first one.
So we'll see a lot of teams go up, peel the corner guard on the defensive side. They don't want to leave that corner for their opposition. But again, as we've mentioned, those red stones are in what we call the control zone for Team Canada. So this is a great offensive call.
Top 4. Okay. Yeah, bitch. Yeah, line. Yeah, line. Hard line.
It's never a bad thing when your opposition's trying to chase you.
Keep going for weight. We gotta go for weight. Weight only. Yep. Keep going. Little more.
That's good. Good brush. Good.
Nice, Val.
Nice strong brushing there
Shannon.
by your front end.
Good, Val. That a
Yeah,
girl.
good sweep.
Way to throw a little bit more.
Yeah, I meant to give you a little more than that.
Sorry,
even,
we just
but-
thought like we were never rolling under that one, so
Well,
just
we
go into the
side.
side.
So that one not in the 4-foot now. Switzerland's going to try and get to the 4-foot themselves.
Again, this is a very aggressive call for Team Switzerland. They do have hammer here, though. So they'll take a chance and try and come around on Savannah's first one. If for any reason it doesn't work out, they'll have the opportunity to maybe clear things off on the second one and to just open up the 4-foot for Alina on her last. So this is a great call. Like, try and get some pressure back on Team Canada right now. Switzerland probably feels like they're chasing a bit.
And this is the first draw of the game for Silvana Tiranzoni. And just didn't have the weight. Comes up overlapping that one, so now Canada has a chance.
Yeah, and she was light as well.
Yeah, not a good result there. It
Yeah, so just
doesn't
that little bit
favor
left here,
Switzerland
not
in
too
terms
bad
of their
though.
angle.
Yeah.
So with that stagger, if
thought I was
Canada
throwing
ever
top
gets
four
one
and I was
around in the top
top
4, they'll be in a really, really strong position right now.
Close. Top 4. Top 4.
Yeah, bitch.
Okay. Finally. Yellow to
Yellow.
one.
Ready. Line's good. Ready.
Top 4.
Hey, line's good.
We can win. Back
We'll see the numbers in the 70s for Val Sweeting.
Look
Back
here.
4.
Time
No,
zero.
it needs to grab
Back
something.
4.
No, 14. Always Brienne.
Putting together a good game so far here.
Back 4.
So we play end number 4.
No.
You heard 14, that's the number between
not bad.
hog line and
Good, Val.
just a little tiny bit deep. You don't want to, didn't really want to be behind
Good
the T
job.
line.
Nice one.
Well, here in session 5, here are all the scores. We're on sheet A, Canada leading Switzerland 3-2. Italy has a 3-1 lead over RCF, stealing 1 point to go up by 2, while Sweden, blank the 4th end, have a 3-2 lead over Denmark, and the Czech Republic lead Estonia 3-1 as they play in the 4th end. Estonia getting a single in that 3rd end of play. Of course, this is session 5. There's 23 round-robin sessions of this 14-team event. First year for the women that'll have 14 teams at a World Championship. Top 6 will be in the playoffs.
It's a bit of a mistake there for Val Sweeting. Luke, the last place you want to be, the tolerance on that shot was to be anywhere between T-line and top 12. This is the only out they've given Switzerland right now. If they ever make a perfect freeze, they'll be setting themselves up for a deuce here. This has a lot of curling. I think we're going for a plan B here.
Try and get a tick like that.
What a call. Wow.
I think if they don't touch that, that's through the rings.
Absolutely it is. She came up late on her first, so threw a little bit extra, and that just ran so straight. But what a call by Pats. Those are hard to call.
Hard to call, and then you were trying to not go too hard in the rings because it was curling the other way that you didn't want it to. It was curling away from it. That wasn't really even plan B probably for Switzerland.
Yeah.
Okay. So just corner it. Just get to the inside a bit.
Okay.
If we tap it a hair on the inside, it's fine.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Kara. So I think
Getting
you're like a
under here
14-7.
again. Yeah, I think 14-7.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you heard Kerry say they're looking for about 14.7 between the two hog lines. What T-line weight?
Kerry had struggles in her first game, but has been solid ever since that one, the latter half of the game against Sweden.
So this is running very similar to Tiranzoni's on the previous one. Very, very straight until it starts to make its break, which it will.
Oh, perfect weight.
Trying to get to the inside, and look at them work to get it there.
Wow, great brushing at the end there.
Shoot. Good weight. Just that fine line there. Good brush. Thanks. I thought it was heavy,
nose, which is great.
Yeah.
So it was
She got to the nose. I think that's a pretty good result.
Yeah.
Watch Brianne, she just pounds this. She wasn't waiting for anything. Well done.
Good sweep. Way to get in there. Thanks. I figured we could get to at least nose. Yeah.
Ich weiß eben nicht, also ja, meinst du, kann Shot werden? Sonst macht sie nachher einfach zu, dann haben wir gar nichts.
Also ich glaube, Shot werden kann ich. Die Frage ist nur, ob sie nicht den Roten nachher kann, reinschiessen kann. Von dem habe ich Angst. Vor, dass sie nicht Shot werden kann, habe ich keine Angst. Das glaube ich schon. Sie ist ja da außen vorbei, weißt du, ist da hingekommen. So. Die Frage ist nur wegen dem.
Ja, perfekt wäre, wenn wir dem nicht würden ankommen.
Ja. Sie kann gleich den, ja. Okay, ich würde glaube ich reinspielen. Ich weiß nicht. Gut.
mehr Max, oder?
Ganz 4 Fuß.
Ja.
Are they trying to come right to the top of the button?
Ich glaube, ich kann gut Shot werden.
I think they are. I think they're trying to draw right in there.
Ich würde 85
Ja.
sagen.
Einfach wieder dran Shot.
Ja, ziemlich ähnlich, ja. Genau.
There is room, but you heard Kerry say there's a fine line, so you got to find the fine line where that rock makes its break, and when it does, it's going to go sideways, so you have to be very, very careful here. I don't think they can hurt themselves, though.
Denke ich super.
Linie. Nein, wo?
T-Line.
Linie.
Vorne 4. Hollendi.
You can see the difference in the line on this one, Luke. It's already halfway to center.
Just chips and rolls off slightly lighter, maybe inside of the path that Anderson threw.
Yeah, we always say the light and tight combo's never good, and the wide and heavy combo's never good.
Yeah.
Never does you any good.
That's true. Guard whatever she has. Shot. She. Does she have any shot to pick ours out?
The hole?
On our rocks over here?
I guess she could
I don't think so.
run that and maybe count that one.
And she doesn't have anything this way.
That's gone. It's kind of risky, but
Yeah.
just guard. Throw up by guard.
I think we
I guess.
just
She'd have to
guard
like
something. Yeah, she
angle
might have
slice.
that
Do you guys
wide
see
one.
anything?
Yeah, I
guard.
I'm trying to see if she can pick ours anyway, but I don't see anything.
Well, we're shot anyway. We're
No,
shot.
I know,
she
but
tries.
I was trying to see if she could play anything to pick it, but
I
I don't
think so.
She'd have
I
to
would
do
say
that.
Her only, like I would say guard this one, if anything. Like kind of in the middle, because she can maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
They don't have an easy shot.
No.
No.
So.
I think I just put one up there and
Yeah.
Just guard, because she
I
might be
think
able
so.
to play this like lightly. Just
yeah.
to kind of pull
Oh, that's
it.
true. Okay.
I'm okay with her playing a run, the 3 steals
Yeah,
on.
me too.
So yeah, same.
So they've looked at pretty much everything on the
think
left-hand side as we
just
look at our
here in case she
picture,
can play the
Luke,
whole- Okay.
to see what Switzerland might have. So they might have the
Block the
far
hole.
left
Yeah,
angle
maybe
run
get it like
in,
half.
maybe
Out
for
here,
one.
it'll
They
be
may have the
pretty
straight
okay,
back.
actually.
I'm not even sure they can
Yeah,
score if
they
they play that. This is one of those situations if the degree of difficulty is so extremely high on that side for Switzerland. Is there an opportunity for Canada to put the foot on the gas pedal and go a little more? Now, I don't know how much you can see of that redstone that's just biting top 8 on the other side. They didn't even look at it. But if you could see it, I would be very, very tempted to come in down and try and tap that into the 4-foot and try and get another one secured in the 4-foot area.
Okay. Might even be 3. It's skating not bad.
Line's good. Doesn't have
But this is the safe shot. Just try and guard up something.
line's good.
Yeah, they still like the snare. It's still a good position in the house for Team Canada.
Definitely. I think that angle is probably the only shot they have. but it is very dangerous. If you hit it wrong, you could give up a steal of 3. Switzerland could also throw this rock away and say, hey, take your 1 and we'll try again next end.
Es könnte auch minus 2 oder 3 geben.
Was sind wir schuld im Moment?
Nein, wir sind nicht schuld. Entweder der.
I'd be very tempted to throw this away and say, I'll try again next end.
Mögliche Gefahren. Der.
Den sehe ich nicht.
Und der geht nicht, der Tap. Das ist einer von diesen 2.
Ja, dann würde
Ich würde den spielen, glaube ich.
geht der?
Ich glaube, du musst schnell kommen, dass der wirklich rausgeht. Und dann glaube ich, dann können wir den vielleicht fast nicht. Also,
Okay. Ich finde es gut, ja, machen wir den, Tiri. Der innen, jemand.
We've also seen Alina Petz make a lot of
halbe. Fast halbe.
crazy shots and quality shots that might have some. Is this trying to tap that yellow on this touching center line across the top just to get shot? Playing like a backline weight?
I don't think, I don't see the line there. I'm not sure how you could tap it in the right, on the right angle. I guess.
Oh, she's throwing weight at it.
Yeah, so she's throwing red onto red onto red to try and triple them and just have that one on the left count. This is the safer of the options for sure.
Red, pick it out.
Oh, so close.
And that red that wasn't touched becomes the stolen point. Alina Petz brought the heat, but they give up the steal and now trail by 2 through 4 ends of this game. 4-2. Canada leads against Switzerland.
So, on this end, I'm just going to give you middle. If it runs, it runs. If it
Yeah,
doesn't.
I think it just got a little sludgy because I told
Ja. Steig gut platzieren.
Ja, genau.
Die Länge ist immer noch etwa 80 eigentlich, ähnlich 75, 80.
Die haben mich jetzt ein bisschen überrascht, muss ich sagen, die erste.
Ja.
Der Rest, ja. Ja, genau.
Line's good. Top 12, top 8.
I think it's got a chance.
All right,
Yeah,
then.
I agree. Just keep it alive.
It's running. You're holding it.
I
On
don't really want to
There
keep
it
going.
goes. Line's good. Yep. Make it good, guys.
Line's
14-7. Yep. Little further, little further. Atta girl.
Welcome back. Our feature game, Canada-Switzerland, the LGT World Women's Curling Championship 2021. Another steal by Canada. Just narrowly missed by Alina Petz with her last shot, trying the double run pick. Means Canada steals 1 and has a 2-point lead. We play end number 5. So Canada's stolen 2 points. Each team's scored a deuce.
Those are actually the first 2 steals that Switzerland has given up so far, even though I know it's only a couple games in, but they haven't didn't give up any steals yesterday at all.
2-3. Line's good. Line's good. Curling earlier. Yep. 4 We're easy.
Yep.
Gonna over curl. Whoa. Whoa. Okay.
Oh, wait.
Well, and that one over curls, almost leaves that one fully open.
No. And they're flip-flopping on what they're doing, so I don't know if it's just...
Nee! Dranbleiben! Esther! Fast, Esther, fast! 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 Oh!
Well, it hit and roll into the 8-foot, but did it come out the other side? Probably just a little bit.
Spot ran on me in the first end, so.
Yeah. You got it.
It looks like you can see good half, maybe a little bit more.
Just hang.
Yep!
Yep.
Yep!
Yeah.
Hard! Hard!
You can hold it. Yeah.
Hard, you got it!
Oh, you got it.
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Look at that
What
one
a
get by.
shot.
Thought actually might get a little roll. Surprised it just stayed on the nose.
Wanting to do the same thing, eh?
Yeah. They're definitely, I feel like you're 3 curls. Did you throw it in a different order?
Let's look in Czech Republic, Estonia over on sheet D. This is the first appearance at a world championship for the country of Estonia. And Czech Republic leading 3-1. Anna Kubeshkova is facing a couple right now. She's got to throw in big weight at this one.
I think Estonia's line 3 right now.
Only gets rid of the 1, so it's going to be a steal of 2 by the looks of it. And yes, it is. So a steal of 2 in a 3-3 game. Estonia, first appearance, trying to win game number 1. Their young curling history for them just really grown. Started in 2004 when they actually just got going, and this is their first world women's championship. They played in a few world mixed doubles with Marie Thurman and Henry Lilly. So starting to get a little bit more. They have now a performance coach in Derek Brown, who was with USA curling for a while when they won the Olympic gold medal in 2018. So bringing in that knowledge and growth for your program as well.
That's never a bad thing. Derek does such a great job.
Good call. Good one, Shannon.
And gets that little roll underneath of the wide side.
It's just enough to be that teaser, because you just never know what it's going to do out there when you're trying to come from the outside in. So that was a great shot by Shannon. So Switzerland just taking a bit of a different tactic here. Going to ignore that one right now. They could play the run on their yellow for sure, but they're going to ignore it and try and get Esther to come around and get one buried behind the center guard now.
Kurz, Basti. Bis ein Beis sicher. Kurz. En übergeben. Vor 8. Kommt. Ist noch nicht vor 8. Geht durch. Weiter, bis Beis.
This one didn't quite nearly have enough. Look at this one coming out the other side, almost getting to the corner. So still Canada lying 1. Watch this one. Just get by.
And look at the handle though, Luke. Look how flat, what we call a flat handle, which means it doesn't have a lot of rotation. So the less handle you have, or the less number of rotations you have, the more the rock's going to curl.
You'll see Val Sweeting quite a bit more release on the release rotation than their counterparts on the Swiss side.
Yeah, you'll always see a team like Canada, they definitely have a lot of the rotation. They obviously play on these ice surfaces a lot, so it's really, really important to have that multiple rotation.
Coming down, back 4.
And Switzerland usually does, like, don't get me wrong, they definitely have played on these surfaces enough to know that. That one maybe just got a little flat on them.
That much better there now, I think.
Es ist die Line, oder? Der Call.
Gerade vorne 4.
Vorne 4
Das
ist gut.
Shot ist ab.
Ja.
Das ist ganz 4 Fuß.
Ja, ist gut. Es hat ein bisschen angezogen, finde ich, jetzt auf dieser Seite. Ich habe gedacht 70.
Looking over Sheet C, Sweden and Denmark. It's a 3-2 Sweden lead. Anna Hasselborg with the hammer. And that Redstone back 4-foot belonging to the Danes. Trying to tap that one up, it looks like.
I think so. I think just trying to tap to the maybe T line to get her single point.
Bak dere! Bra fart! Trykke til! Trykke mot! Lykke til!
Looks like she's really, really close.
Mot ryggen! Mot ryggen! Mot ryggen!
Yeah, tap it on the right angle, use that red one to their liking, and get their single point. So a 4-2 lead as they head to their 5th end break.
Litt i alle fall. Pannkake. Det er det viktigste. Top 4, want to go here.
And Switzerland made a great freeze on our sheet to the one that Canada stone that did slip behind the T line. So now Canada looking to freeze on top of that stone.
T on its own. Still T on its own. Cap out. Line screen. Great breath.
Trying to get it right on the corner.
Nice shot.
Nice, good sweeping, Shan. Good
Don't
one.
know if they're shot. It's off. It looks like it might just be red. Just moved it enough.
Get that. Good job. I didn't think we had.
So now, where that Yellowstone stopped, it gives them this as an option to run in.
So if they can hit this yellow stone that they're about to hit top 12, just maybe a little on the high side, they should be able to actually stick their 2 yellow ones and double out the red ones.
They haven't had a whole lot set up in the last couple ends. They need something here from Tirinzoni.
You can see she's not overthrowing this one. She wants to try and keep everything in play here for the yellow.
Run it right onto it, spill the red out, and will lie two.
Nice shot. Such a good shot, and just a great choice of weight there.
Yeah, some teams think, oh, I playing run back, I gotta throw peel. They were dead on, and they were perfect with their weight choice.
Just 7-8 tie. I think she was hoping maybe it would spill a little bit more, but that one doesn't matter. I mean, they're sitting 2, and I think that was the goal, or that was the goal at the end of that shot.
But is there enough chance
There
of a double
is.
back?
There is. About 7-8, or maybe 3/4, 7-8 tie. So on the broom side, they should be able to double these off. But I think that was just a huge shot for Switzerland. As you say, Luke, they were in a bit of trouble again.
Nice. I do, yeah. I think it'll come up a bit at the end.
Well, nothing. Right out of the hand for Anderson.
Throwing peel weight.
Get one, and
Nice
we'll make the
shot.
double. Rolls it out, opens up that 4-foot area.
That was such a great shot.
Starting to see that locked in Kerry Anderson, as I was in Canada able to watch her run at the Canadian Championship, and then Grand Slams. Just broom down and go, and just feeling it that you're going to make this all the time.
Good carry. Yeah. I liked it a lot.
And again, it's about the weight choice. She could have thrown a little bit less weight, made the same result, but actually kept her shooter in play. But right now, she's feeling the momentum. She throws that shot so well. So you have to go with what you feel, and that's what she saw. That's what she feels. And like you say with Kerry, she locks it in, and she makes a ton of shots.
Now Lena Petz trying to get this one in behind, but be shot, but not out in the open. Real good effort. Might just to come out the other side.
Just a piece, maybe, just a piece.
Probably the side you'd rather stay out on if you're going to come out the other side.
Yeah, they've seen a lot on the other side, coming across the face of that red stone. So this is a bit of a new path. So that was a good option there for Switzerland to end there. And they have to be careful. If you hit it too thin, it could jam on that red stone at the back. So you almost have to get 3/4 to.
You'll get a lot of late finish. You don't have
3/4 to, you know, almost as much as you can see, or more than you can see.
Do you think we should get some finish here, enough to push it out of the 8-5?
I think so. Like mine finished pretty hard past the hog line. Do you like the shot better than that?
So
Seen it. Yeah. Yeah. Then I think we do it.
I think so.
Yeah. Shannon's curled, right?
At the end.
Just at the end. Okay. You got it, Kerr.
Hack. Yes, please. Yes.
Nice hack weight. Should get late finish on it.
Yep.
Just hack. Gotta go. Gotta go. Whoa. Brian. Go ahead.
Well, they hold the line, and now they got to go to try and catch enough. Push this one out. Avoid the jam. They get away with it.
What
Just
a
passed.
shot.
Oh, sorry. Beauty. Good Val. Good call. Nice one.
They almost
Atta girl.
held it too much and then had to go at the end to get the curl.
Nice. Whew. Good sweep.
You watch them brushing as they weren't too sure, and then they were trying for a curl there at the end.
And the worry if it would jam on that one. And they got it to come up enough that they avoided that.
Sorry.
That is a terrific shot.
So now drawing for a single point, Alina Pets, the last of the fifth.
Super.
Need this one into the 8 foot, pick up the single point.
Super.
Perfect. Good, Patsy. Change
Well,
time.
no problem. These teams make it look easy, right to the button for one. And a 4-3 game as we head to the fifth end break of our feature game, Canada against Sweden.
Good, Jenny Lang.
Just hard on it after the guard.
Yeah. I did want to get up. I was scared.
Yeah.
Recap, there's a lot of peaches going out here. Well done. And I just said, what the do I know? I'm like, you can't seriously see anything, like, clearly.
Well, second end of our feature game, Canada-Switzerland, and Canada rolls just to the side of the 4 foot a little too far, leaving a double opening for Alina Pets.
And this is such a great shot by Alina. She makes no mistake here. Ensures the double and gets her deuce.
So it was the first deuce of the game in the second for Switzerland, but right back in the third, Canada bounces back, played a solid end. Takes advantage of those misses early by Switzerland and has this open draw.
Yeah, Switzerland was kind of chasing this entire end, so, and Canada played almost a perfect end here. So a wonderful shot, just had to throw the right into the rings and gets her deuce back.
Good draw weight. Yeah. Nice.
And then the fifth end, Kerry Anderson, her first after a great shot by Tiranzoni, has to make this double and clear the four for those two stones.
And she likes throwing this up weight. She throws it so well. And again, no mistake there by Kerry Anderson.
That's exactly what I thought was going to happen. It was gonna be like,
So after that, then Alina Pets wrapped one around, but Anderson chases it, removes it, leaving the draw for one.
And as you mentioned, Luke, it's so routine for these skips at this level. Just throws it into the paint, throws it to the brushers, and gets her single.
Yeah, makes that shot look a lot easier than it is for the average curler to get one. It's a 1-point game now into this 5th end break of our feature game on sheet A. So we're in the break, as is RCF Italy, 4-4 in that game, while Sweden up 4-2 over Denmark, and the Czech Republic get 2, so they're up 5-3 over Estonia over on sheet D.
Keep me hot. I'm frozen. Whatever you need.
Yeah, yesterday it felt like you were going through like heat clouds.
Yeah.
You know, holy crap.
I do feel like a little bit more just cold air in the
Me
air.
too. I feel it right now. I don't know if it's just my sweat and not doing anything for a couple minutes, but, but I do feel it.
Je moet verschieben, zijn nog
Was?
Je weet het
Nee,
niet.
dat zijn. Zie nachher.
Well, here are the numbers through the first 5 ends of play. 4-3 is the score, and Canada has played one heck of a first 5 ends, 93% overall. Switzerland at 78%. Then advantage in both draw and hit percentage, those 2 stolen points, and Canada has a 4-3 lead.
Zie je nachher.
Go, 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 go. Good sweep.
Sorry.
Never. Off.
Allee, stij. Allee, stij.
Well, all 4 sheets in play at the Winsport Arena. It's a great venue. This is event number 7 of the curling bubble, Canada's curling capital. It started in February. We're now in May, and the LGT World Women's Curling Championship. Fortunate enough to be here myself, Luke Coley, along with Melissa Saligo. And we see 4-3. Canada has the hammer here, now back control, but Switzerland, it's a long way away, still in the back end of this game.
Definitely, Luke. You're looking at the world champions. They're not gonna, you know, we saw a difference of about, you know, I don't know, 15-16% of in the overall totals of the stats. Canada definitely outplaying Switzerland in the first half. Switzerland's struggling a little bit. They played a lot of tried a lot of double run backs and, you know, missed those, and that'll affect the numbers for sure. But I truly expect Switzerland will come out firing here in the last 5.
Interesting you say that the takeouts, normally a team that's been trailing in this game would have more draws, but it's actually Switzerland has 23 hits to Canada's 18, or 15, pardon me.
Wow.
Come on.
Well, and trying the chip shot goes through. Leaves that as center line guard.
Good weight. Nice weight. I love how it throws.
Well, 90% on the tournament, 88 on the game. Melanie Barbazat continuing that strong world-class talent on both sides of these 2 teams. And you know, these 2 nations, these 2 teams coming into this week want to be playing in that final game a week from Sunday.
Absolutely, they do. It's a bit of a change in tactic here. They're going to try and come around those 2 center guards, establish one in the 4-foot area. And you'll probably see Canada in a rock or 2, go up and peel.
You see the numbers much higher than the tournament numbers for Brianne Mayer.
Just line, T. Line's better. Stay close for line. Top 4.
Yellow.
Line only. Yellow.
Line's good, line's good. Line's good.
Okay, we have room now. We have room. We have room.
Top button.
Room.
Line's really
Sit.
Beauty.
Okay,
Nice shot.
Nice. Good job.
Ja, läuft super. 80 ist 80 gut. 80 ist super, Esther, ja.
Esther Nieuwenschwander just at 75% on the game. Like in that 3rd end when Canada got their first deuce, it was a couple of misses that they had. One, they played a very tough hit on one and hit the guard, so it became pulled from play, and a 0 obviously goes on the stats.
Linie super, mega nah. Komm, was ist deine?
The rest are just trying to corner freeze this one, and looks like it's going to be absolutely perfect.
Super.
Nice shot.
Okay, wie es machst.
And as expected, looking for the peel. Double peel preferred, but if they get the single, that's okay too.
He's 95% on the game for Shannon Burchard. And
Try for it. Thank you.
just gets that high one.
Kannst du noch gleich spielen, Esther. Ein bisschen mehr.
Nein, ist gut.
Habe ich schon gemacht.
Ist ein bisschen enger. Nein, ist gut.
Looks like they're playing the corner freeze again, bringing the play into the rings. They could throw another corner or center guard, pardon me, and have Canada chase it, but they've elected to come right in.
Just try to line them up, and look at that.
Perfekt. Das ist gerade alles weg.
Huh?
Das ist gerade alles weg. Kannst du nicht besser spielen und trotzdem.
So by bringing that play into the rings, this does give Canada the opportunity to run the short yellow, the yellow that's close to the rings, run it into those two and try and, even if they don't remove them all, at least change the angles. Right now, angles obviously in huge favor of Switzerland.
Trying to touch that top one. Gets rid of one. Still leaves that center line guard.
Good, Shannon.
That's a pretty good shot. Just clean pick that one in the top 8 foot there, top 4 foot. So same shot here now for Switzerland. Just another corner freeze, try and keep the integrity of the angles.
Wie? Ist da gut gelaufen? Ja. Ja. Das ist schön gelaufen. Ich habe 80 im Kopf gehabt. Ich würde sagen 75, 80 für dich ist auch gut.
Silvana Tiranzoni, 86% on the tournament, 80% in the game.
Lang ist recht gut.
Lang ist knapp, gut. 12,8.
Okay, Linie ist gut.
Lang ist auch gut.
Super, sicher Meli dranbleiben.
Alles super.
Ist dran. Ja, Meli
Rutscht nicht ganz wenig. Rutscht ganz wenig.
Well, trying to stack these yellows again.
Schön steil. Super gespielt. 78. Ja, perfekt. Gut.
Leaves us 2 rocks to get them,
Deal with the...
And their freeze isn't great anymore. They're really angled.
What do you like?
You could go take a look.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you ever like the split?
Don't mind it.
Then I could know
Just
it's on my
then-
next one.
Yeah, this is your first still. I
Yeah.
don't mind it, I guess. Okay. All right. Back 12. Okay. It'll run here, gradual curl.
So trying to get both of the shooter and this one into the house.
Yeah, they've elected to play the split on that top red, and the reason for that is they feel that if they ran the red one in onto the yellows, they'll lose their red one that's on the button. And if they don't hit it perfect, they'll probably leave 2 yellow ones in the rings. By doing this, it's sort of setting themselves up for a couple of rocks from now, trying to get 2 more reds and make Switzerland really think, without hammer here, what is Switzerland going to do? Are they going to leave all these red rocks lying around, or are they going to try and hit one and guard for their life?
Wow, it was perfectly played by Team Canada
Great
and Val
shot.
Sweeting to
Absolutely great shot.
not just get them on the paint, but fully in the 12-foot.
And they also leave those in such a good position that they could run them in. Like there's one on the top 12 on the right-hand side. You run that into those 2 yellows, they're gone, and you probably save your red one. So what a shot by Val Sweeting. That's a tough shot, and that was just an incredible shot. Does make it a little harder to peel, though, if they do put a higher center guard on this one. You just have to be careful when you're peeling.
Schau einer weiter innen. Linie ist gut. 3. Linie ist gut. Okay,
Das Logo.
Ja, die Linie ist perfekt, einer Meli.
Das ist schön. Schön. Okay, gut gespielt. Gut. Okay.
The guard split center. Over curls those yellows a little bit, leaves a little bit of it open. Check in. Sweden and Denmark 4-2. Sweden leading. Madeline Dupont has to draw the forefoot, facing 4.
It's never fun when you have to draw against 4.
No, it does have the forefoot, as long as they make sure they get out wide enough with it. And when they'll touch that yellow, do they spin back on and have enough? Doesn't look like it. It's going to be another point for Sweden, so a stolen point, 5-2. They lead Denmark after 6 ends. So Canada was playing those 2 yellows. They go yellow, yellow, lose their shooter and the red. And that, watch that middle yellow, doesn't move very much at all.
And you heard Kerry call them off because she thought they made the shot. Like they really thought that that other yellow would spill out. So, you know, she could have kept them on, but she called it the way she saw it. And unfortunately, that yellow one now is out counting both of those red stones. So bit of a unfortunate error there for Team Canada.
We see the uncharacteristic low numbers for Alina Petz in the game, 68%. Missed the blank in the first, missed a couple later on, obviously, in the 4th end as well. Not sure if this was the guard or...
I think they called the guard, to be honest.
Okay, 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 Alina.
Probably about 12 feet more weight than what she wanted to throw.
Okay.
Reaction tells the story from Team Switzerland.
I know it wasn't what she called. I mean, it did end up in a decent position. But now it does give Canada, I don't know if you could hit. If you hit 3/4 on the center line side, you should remove them both and shoot your shooter right over to that yellow stone. That's sitting on the edge of the 12. Hit and roll behind the center is not a bad option either. So quite a few options here now for Canada. I think you'll see some heat on this shot.
Right at it, let's get him gone.
Have my hair last. It's pretty straight here. Little last. Yeah.
Perfect. Right at Karen.
The only thing you can't do here, Luke, is hit about half a rock, like on the low side.
Kerry Anderson's been perfect in the first 5. Has a 4-3 lead and the hammer.
She's close.
They like it. Make the hit. There's the roll. And again, that yellow doesn't kick out very far.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, nice throw. Good.
Threw a lot of weight and just couldn't get that one out.
See, it's so dead.
You could have thrown the other.
Yeah, they cannot believe that that top yellow didn't scoot out of the rings.
Dead rocks are killing us.
But I think more importantly, where that roll went to was the important one.
I agree. It was all about the roll.
You gotta throw it a little harder.
You can see she's laughing about it, but she did throw a, pretty firm normal.
That other one out counting the other reds was taking them out of play at that point anyway. Now Alina Petz playing this run back with her final shot of the end. Well, Alina
Nice shot.
Petz runs it right back to lie 3 and has got a force out of the end.
9-1. Bravo.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's better here now.
Hey guys, I'm thinking like a 14-5-ish.
Yeah, 14-6, 14-7 is what we've been getting on there, so we got it. Yeah,
You
same
make
what
that
you've been
great
throwing,
shot for
Kerry.
Kerry Anderson. You make a perfect shot on your first one by hitting and rolling fully buried. And Alina Petz comes back with an absolute pistol with the run back. So what a great pair of skip stones. So this is a big shot here now for Kerry to draw against 3 with hammer.
Well, she showed her ability to throw the big weight now. Show the finesse. Draw in for a single point.
T-line. Running like it's hot. Shannon.
I think you got to get right off of it.
There
Right
it
off of
goes. Time on
Better now,
T-line.
better now.
We're T-line.
Better
We're
now.
T-line. Line T-line. We're T-line.
Just staying close.
Well
all
done.
the way down. Good communication from the Canadian side. This time Canada puts one on the button for a single point and get their 2-point lead back
Nice shot. Good
through
weight.
6 ends of play. It's Canada 5, Switzerland 3.
Maar een stellen. Dus even de flurry is goed aufgegangen. Anders so. Ja, also nicht eine stellen, noch mit 2 machen im Aufkommen. Ja. Gut. Gut. Ja, wie du willst.
Was hast du gedacht? 0 jetzt und nachher 2?
No, great shots on both yours. Just shitty that
Yeah.
they didn't
I know, even
go.
like mine, I hit 7/8s and they're just.
Yeah, exactly what I wanted to. It's
Craziness. Yeah, don't change what you're doing. You're throwing it good. Added a little too much, I
Top
thought.
four.
A little too much.
T-line.
A little too much, a little too much.
T.
Easy. Too
Let
much
it
weight.
grab.
Come on.
Top
Tell you,
four.
line's
Give
good
me
now.
top 4.
Yeah.
Line's okay.
Line's good.
Still
T-line.
Shannon.
Still there.
No.
T.
14.
Back button. Sit. Sit, 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 sit.
Okay. Good.
Okay. Okay.
Our feature game 5-3. 2 stolen points in the game. That's the difference right now. So we play the 7th end. And the first stone sliding into the rings for Canada. They're going to go in top 4. Switzerland electing to play the hit.
There could be a couple of reasons for that, Luke. One reason is that button, or that rock is right on the button, and that's never a comfortable place to leave a opposition stone. The other option is that it is an odd end, and Team Switzerland may be looking at it like, if we blank this end, we can take hammer into that all-important 8th end. So maybe a couple of reasons they did that. If this rock moves off of the button or the forfeit area, you may see them go through a corner guard. It just depends on what they decided their end strategy is.
Keep going, you got it.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
Good spot. Is it high?
Well, we know Tiranzoni definitely is a team that follows the analytics and following having hammer in the even ends. Blank this one, you have 2 hammers to 1, even though you're down 2 points.
And it looks like you say, by them hitting this, they are going to go with the idea of trying to blank this end.
Some teams do this if you're tight on your time as well, but it's not really an issue for either side.
All right, Air. Count 10. All right, let's stick
Is it one where, if you're Canada looking back on it, do you not think they're going to do that? Or obviously you'd like to force, but you have a 2-point lead and it's got to be Switzerland making the move.
I agree, and I think you always play the scoreboard, and with Canada with a 2-point lead, that first rock never goes short.
Keep going, Val. Clean. 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 Good. Good. Came down. 10. Yeah. Good weight. Came down.
Well, seeing the hits in our game, we'll see some action over on RCF Italy. Sheet B, 4-4 is the score in the 6th end. Alina Kovaleva for RCF. Chance for a multiple point end.
Looks like she's navigating a pretty small port there. But opportunity for maybe 2 or 3 here.
Well, through the port, avoid the jam.
Wow.
Oh, very nice.
Nicely done.
RCF, a team looking to do some damage at this year's World Championship. They're leading 7-4. Alina and her team 2-0 coming in. Italy 0-2. Our feature game, Canada and Switzerland. Going blow for blow on those hits. Now on the side of the rings.
This was a conversation that would have taken place, obviously, between the ends, Luke, where each team would have decided what they wanted to do for their end plan strategy. And, you know, obviously Canada was no doubt going to come into the rings, and Switzerland probably guessed that. And they've made the decision early, right away, in fact, that they were going to try and blank this end from the get-go. See the times at the back there, 14 minutes and 15 minutes left. Lots of time for both these teams.
Yeah, we've seen in the Worlds in the past, teams can play an end pretty quickly if they need to, but you have 15 minutes. You're looking with 3 ends after this one. Almost 5 minutes for each of those ends. It'll be probably about 4 minutes by the time we get to that point. There definitely are teams that'll see that first stone in the 7th end, will put up the corner, go after, try and score their deuce. And some, which it seems, from what I remember, the Swiss team, that they'll play it to have the hammer and such, as we see Tiranzoni is trying to draw well heavy and through the rings. It all depends on, as you said, an end plan. And the end plan that obviously impacts the whole game plan.
Definitely. That's exactly right. And the most important part about the whole game plan is what do you want to be in that 10th, 9th, and 8th ends. And Tiranzoni definitely wants the hammer in the 8th end, especially being down 2. So I would imagine that we'll see the first Canada stone go in on the 8th end, assuming that this plays out the way it looks like it could. And then you'll see Tiranzoni or Team Switzerland throwing up a corner guard.
Nice weight. Sorry, I smoked your head.
It's okay. Lina, hou. Yep. Fish. Yes. Ja, ja. Fish. Fish, 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 kom. Fish, nog iets, nog iets, nog iets. Okay. Good. Okay.
Well, a couple mistakes in the end for Tiranzoni, but because of the open end, doesn't cost them. They roll out. Give Kerry an opportunity to draw to a different spot. Force the hit in a different path.
Okay, try and go wide.
We've seen that before.
Yeah, I think you called that one, Melissa. Just change the path.
Okay, that same weight you've been throwing is really close. Yeah, wings are moving nice. Probably like, yeah, high 14, just like you've been throwing. Okay.
Good look at Silvana Tiranzoni, obviously having some thoughts there. She threw her draw through the house and her hit, and she rolled out. So she'll need to be a little sharper in the last 3 ends of this game.
Okay. Took a little off.
It's hard too when you have an easy end, so-called easy end. Sometimes you maybe just let your guard down a little bit. And I know this is the elite and we're at the World Championship, but you have to stay sharp. You have to keep that intensity up. And we heard, you know, Canada talk about that yesterday, and keeping that intensity really high.
Could almost be thinking through the 8th end. Okay, they're going to go in. We're going to put the corner. How are we going to try and generate, thinking ahead? The mental drain for these skips as well.
Oh, it's huge.
I shouldn't just say skip, but all the players, especially you're hearing a lot of the conversation both sides on every shot. Gone are the days of I'm the skip, I'm going to make the call, and you play it. There's another one for Switzerland, rolls out, but it stays in place. So now could be a trickier blank for Alina.
Corner it. Pardon me? Probably try and put one even with it so she can't roll out. Even that way. She's got to roll the long way. She's got to take the inside out turn. Yeah. So So same weight. Same weight, perfect.
Yes, let's get it onto that yellow.
Okay, same weight's great.
So they're going to
Yeah,
try
same
and
exact throw.
get this rock as close to that Yellowstone as possible. Maybe corner it if you can. It's not easy to do, obviously, but if just make Alina's last shot just as difficult as possible. That's all you can do.
Okay, care more, but I like it.
Add,
T line. It's close. It's gonna curl a lot more though.
T. Curling, slide it like that, T. Line's really good.
Still close.
Line's good.
Weight's nice.
Okay, you gotta
T.
go.
Okay, we can go.
Back T on this line.
Okay. Yep, can go a little bit. We can get it there.
Gotta curl. Yep, gotta curl. Yep, yep. Hard. Yep. Hard.
Just trying to make the blank as difficult as possible, not quite to it.
Good try. Yeah, good job.
Still another perfect shot. Kerry has not been missing much in this game.
That was a good shot.
So, 7th end, you play it all to blank now to try and finish it off as Alina Pets.
This looks really good.
So, you cap off that entire end to play for the blank. Switzerland gets it. Keeps it a 5-3 Canada lead. 3 ends remaining in this Canada-Switzerland battle.
Yeah, me too. Recent and so also I was like, yeah. Okay, top 4.
Top 4, tight, and
Because they're gonna go hard for 2
they
now.
should, yeah. And then even on my first one, if it's looking good,
They're
maybe
gonna go
toss
hard
another
for
guard
2,
on
so
there.
we're thinking just do top 4 again.
Line's good. Top 4. Lead's close. Line's great. Line, go for
All
it.
you.
Running a bit. Line's good.
All you. Make it good.
There it
Line's
is.
good.
Curling now.
Let's
Ready
hear
for
there. 14.
Not back, not back.
T back, but no.
Okay, sorry.
I could be better eyes. There.
Well, the 8th end, our feature game, Canada and Switzerland, the LGT World Women's Curling Championship 2021. We're coming to you live from Winsport Arena, the Canada Olympic Park, Calgary, Alberta, Canada. I'm Luke Coley, joined with Melissa Saligo. And blanked that 7th end. Didn't seem to have a problem either side blanking it. So we play end number 8 and the cat and mouse game begins.
First early mistake there, though, by Canada. They slipped behind the T line. They really wanted that one above the T line, top 4, even top 8. So because of that, with the corner guard going up, Canada now has to bring the second one into the rings. Can't afford to throw the corner or the center guard, pardon me, because Switzerland will just come down and freeze to that back one.
Line's good.
All you. Line's good.
Running.
Yep, I think you can go. Line's good.
Line's good.
Has to curl.
Full
12. Line's good.
15 back.
Can curl a bit. Yep, curl it. Yep. Keep going. Go. Good. Thanks. Good job.
So top 12 foot goes that second one. As we look at comparison of the players, Barbara's at 91, 87% for Mayer.
Melanie's having such a strong game. She's playing really, really well.
Länge ist gut.
Go, go. Alle begurtelt.
Länge ist gut.
Nach dem Lob.
So we heard Canada talking about this just after the completion of the 7th end, that they really felt like Switzerland was going to go hard for their 2, and by double cornering, that's exactly what they're going to do. So it's really important that Canada try and set up and establish control of that middle area, because you know that Switzerland is going to use those 2 corner guards.
Halfway, 2.5, 3. Right, 2.5.
Yep,
Just 2.
yep,
Then go in a bit.
Yep.
2, 1.
Yeah,
Keep
keep
going. Hard.
Hard.
Just a 1. Hard. Keep going. Okay, gonna curl.
Yep, gotta finish a bit. Gotta finish. Go, 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 go. Little more, little more. Yep, 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 yep. Good.
That's good. Okay,
That works.
okay. Sweet.
Yep.
See that covering the one in the top 12?
RCF leading Italy 7-4 over on sheet B, and see that those 2 reds in the back part of the rings, good enough to force Stefania Constantini to draw for a single point.
Länge ist gut. Vorne 4.
Bisschen kürzer aus.
Länge ist gut.
Bisschen kürzer aus.
It's a much younger, different Italian team than we've seen in previous World Championships. Coming in at 0-2, trying to stay in that one, cut the lead down by RCF, and no problem there for Italy, 7-5. RCF leads. They get the hammer into the 8th end of that game and a 2-point lead.
Okay. You got it.
So Canada that long guard, then it was Switzerland looking to draw around. They go top 8 foot.
Okay, I like the ad. Lead's good right
So that
now.
yellow Swiss stone, I believe, is completely buried. So Canada now electing to come on the other side and trying to put this one top 4.
Top 4. Sliding. 2 on the back. T-line.
This has a little extra weight than they were hoping for.
It's gonna stop. It's gonna stop top button. Gotta get okay.
Back house weight, just
Okay.
overcook that one. So we see the second numbers.
Okay.
Has been a lot of those misses from Burchard in the game at 96%. Neuenschwander, not a bad game though herself, at 82%.
Ja, mit 70 bin ich dabei, oder?
Ja, finde ich gut.
Bin ein bisschen schneller. So alt.
So opportunity here now for Swiss to freeze tap right on the face of that red Canada stone. Put themselves in a good position here.
While trying to get the right line, get to the nose on this one.
Really good shot.
Moves that one back far enough. So lies 1 and 3 for Switzerland.
Schwierigste mit vielen, viel Hand nachher einschätzen.
Don't know if this is exactly how Canada wanted to play this 8th end.
I don't think so. I don't think, number one, you didn't want anything behind the tee line for sure. They would have really liked to throw in the first one top 4 and cap it. Maybe had an opportunity to peel a guard, but because of the situation, Switzerland actually had to come to the middle as well, so they weren't even able to use their corner guards right now.
Really working to try and get this in as far as they can.
Great, Brad. Really nice. Nice foul.
That was a super, super sweep by that front end. Little rest and recovery for
Nice
them.
line, that girl. Yeah.
What a shot.
Good sweep.
The goal here for Canada right now is they're trying to really tighten up the scoring area. They'd be happy to force Switzerland to take 1, but they don't want to give them an option to get a multiple score end here. Whereas Switzerland is trying to figure out how to bring everything into play.
Du musst ihn schon, oder wenn wir gerade so spielen. Wie?
Ja, kannst mit.
So kannst du nicht.
sitting 1 and 4 right now.
10 Zentimeter. Ja, ich weiss, aber das Girl hat am Schluss wirklich ja fest.
Kann
Du
ich
kannst sagen, wie
sagen,
lange
dass sie
das
so
sitzt.
hektisch
Auch wenn du nur blöd gesagt da tappst. Schnell spielst du. 12. 12? Ja. Findest du so gut?
Well, looking at Czech Republic taking on Estonia. Those lineup of stones looks like it is Estonia lying 1 on the button. Anna Kubashkova.
Whoa, whoa. With your knee.
Looks like she's maybe playing a tap on her own redstone loop to get her single. Hit what you can see.
Yeah, it doesn't have to move it too far.
But this is going to overcurl.
Can't touch that top one. Oh, and they'll crash on that yellow one. Now it's a tie game after 7. What a battle going on between Czech Republic and Estonia, those 2 European nations.
Okay.
Well, as Tiranzoni was trying to tap that red, touches both those top ones.
Länge ist gut gewesen, ja.
Länge ist super. Länge ist super.
Yeah, just over curled a bit. I think they were trying to tap actually the red one out that was sitting just top button.
Same weight, you know it, Val. You got it.
Look at the thirds, both a little bit lower, 77% for Val Sweeting, well, 75 for Savannah Tiranzoni.
Both the same. Careful.
So looking for the exact same shot here for Val.
Weight's good. Top 4.
I think Val wants them to go off.
We're top 4. T-line back 4.
You can hear the weight call. It's heavy again.
Top 4 T. Ever. It's a little heavy,
No.
Well, they'll have that yellow one well surrounded, but
That's good.
just took the sweepers out of play on that throw.
Good angle, Val. Okay, that's not bad. Nice one. It's fine.
So I don't think that's a very good result. I know they said it looks okay, but there's a couple options here for Switzerland now. They can actually get to the inside of that one that was just thrown from Val.
Nur schnell, du hast jetzt hinten 12.
Yeah, similar to Val's first that you saw actually over curled the yellow into the top of the forefoot.
Hinten 4.
A will curl.
Nicht wendig anhängen, oder? Ja, aber ich glaube, da ist gut, Iri. Gut so. Ein bisschen mehr für mich gerne, ja.
Was kommst du jetzt für eine Länge?
Hinten 4. Hinten 4.
Sorry?
Hinten 4.
Yeah, they can draw right in there. They can tap and roll off the one of Val's that was just thrown. They have a good opportunity to lie 2 right after the shot. And then I'm not sure what Canada has. Big shot here for Savannah Tiranzoni.
Schreibt sich vorne 4. Ja. Best, dan moet je sicher berühren. Wo ist es? Vorne 4. Oh! Die Line 4. Oh! Länge ist gut. Esther. Best, Esther, komm.
Trying to get this one to the inside.
Twist.
Hey. Sorry.
Again, never took that break because just they had extra little bit of weight.
Sorry.
Yeah, weight was really close. They actually swept it early right out of her hand, and I think it kind of killed the line early. The weight was right on the money was what they called. But it ended up in a pretty good spot. I don't know if
Probably higher the better.
yeah, Canada's calling the guard. I think that's all they have.
Okay.
That Yellowstone is surrounded, but not really in great positions.
Sorry, is that what you had?
Yeah, that looks good.
Okay. Okay, speed's nice in this path. Yeah, it'll be good here.
So anywhere really out front, zone, 1 or 2. Don't want to come in too tight, I don't think. Too close to the rings. Don't want to give Switzerland any opportunity to run anything back. 3 is tight.
Really coming down. Halfway. 2, 3. Oh my God. Come on.
You really don't want to get this anywhere near the center line either. You want this to stay right there.
Weird throw. I didn't think she was that heavy, but I thought she was at least a 3. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. It's not a bad spot.
Well, and Switzerland has called their timeout to talk about this one.
Came barreling out.
Also du müsstest wie mega schnell fast da rein. Ich habe nur gedacht, if we make this double now,
Yeah.
then maybe we have something for a bunch of.
Yeah, that yellow might come back up.
Yeah, but then she's like playing another guard, and then I have a run back. This run back, yeah, for 2. So what if we play this? I don't know if you think you can see it enough.
We have to score 2, like it.
Yeah.
You don't think that red will come out if you hit that hard?
Which one?
Yeah, it's going.
If that one spins out?
Yeah.
I don't think so, no.
But the yellow has to come there.
Dan kan je het
Has to.
ja, dat stimmt schon.
If it pops up,
Tussen, aber
if it just goes behind the red, she cannot block both shots. Then you have your yellow on the
then
red.
she doesn't have enough.
No, you got the yellow on the red. If we pop up the red by this much.
Maybe she does have this though, but she maybe has the.
Yeah, but then you got 4 yellows there, 3 yellows. I like it anyways.
Ja, ich weiß, also ihr seht es besser. Ich bin da nicht so gut. Ich weiß nicht, ob der. Also, raus geht er wahrscheinlich nicht, aber vielleicht bis da schon. Oder ich glaube, wir müssen ein bisschen Platz schaffen. Okay. Ja, ich like probieren, ja.
Okay, so you have to hit, you know, yeah, hit a third. Make it.
Wo gehst du mir rein, Diri?
Er muss sogar dahinter
Das ist recht gerade, oder? Ich hätte auch gesagt. So. Ich finde es fast noch zu viel. Ja.
So it's a discussion of angles of what happened. That it hit in that red one.
Okay.
I think they're hitting about, I think I heard Pierre say a third of the red. So red will go on to yellow. They should be able to double those red ones off. The shooter will roll away.
Look at those numbers.
They should lose at least like 30.
Anderson, 98%.
Okay.
Pets at 70%. A couple of misses, but make a big weight shot now. Not a broom down from anyone yet. Make contacts. Spin that red out. Look at those 3 reds fly.
Das ist verdammt weit gegangen. Bravo, Patsy. Super steif. Pierre stockt der Angle jetzt.
That one went a lot further out than they thought. They didn't think it would go.
Yeah, she hit it a lot less than she thought, and the actual red one went up and back. Look at this shot.
Red onto the yellows, spins it up, and look at the amount that bumped up. Considering we've talked, the houses haven't been as lively as other ones. They're not lying. 1, 2, 3.
That came out of nowhere. What a shot by Alina Pets.
This draw is not there.
No, it's tough.
Not the way it comes in.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, we can try. We can try and switch and try and get it as tight in there as we can.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the best.
Now you go back and think about the guard up top here that Anderson threw. It's exactly what she wanted to throw on that shot, and now all of a sudden in a heap of trouble.
Should be like 14.
What a shot by
7.
Switzerland.
Hey guys, so we're thinking like a 14.
Yeah, they knew they could get a couple. They weren't sure about that other red.
Same in spin.
Now,
Yeah.
Kerry Anderson
You got it. This might
forced
be,
with a tough shot, or it could
14-7
be
side just 'cause it's a little wider, but
a big end for Switzerland. Canada couldn't take away both shots with their first for carries, and now
okay, close.
this almost just to try and hold them to 2.
Yep, line. Tapping. Heavy. Wait only. Heavy. Top 4. Top 4. No.
It looks like, Luke, if they can just get to the face of that stone that's there, she may have a draw for 3, but we have to eliminate the damage here. That's a great shot. I think that's the best she could do. So it's probably a tap or a draw for 3.
Were they looking at the split for maybe 4?
I'm not
Can
sure.
they roll a shooter?
You'd have to throw pretty lightweight to
Guess we should have maybe, I don't know.
push that red one enough to save your shooter, but
A 3 would be a bonus here
3
for
would be a
Switzerland.
bonus.
Der Tyler wäre wahrscheinlich da, aber ich glaube, es ist okay, wenn wir direkt spielen.
Ich habe
Could
da
have made it easier on the other side.
einen 80er mit Spin gehabt.
Ich glaube, mit dem 80er bin ich mega nervös.
I think she's just doing the straight draw for 3.
Still in awe of that first shot of Alina Pets.
I agree.
You saw it there, and the way the reaction was from the sweepers, they didn't hit it where they wanted to, and got a really good result.
When they didn't lay a broom to it, I actually thought they had missed it altogether, and I think everyone did, just based on the fact that nothing was being said. And it turns out to be just a fantastic shot.
Now is a chance for 3 for Alina Pets.
Ist gut.
Achtung, Achtung, Siri! Fest! Ja, ja, Linie, fest!
Well, it's up to the line now.
Fest, komm!
Try and get a little rub off that one if they need. Take the weight off right around. Will it stop for the 3rd point? Wow, what a pair from Pets to score 3 in the 8th end. That blanket 7 looking even better now. 2 ends remaining. Switzerland has the lead.
Kannst du Piero Dr. Engel sagen? Gut. Geil. Super Freunde. Hey. Gut, alle. Gut.
Jetzt fokussieren wieder.
Ja.
Macht mich ganz nervös hier.
Ich kann da nur nicht wieder verlieren. Weißt du,
Ja,
was
nein,
das
ist gut, was wir
gehen
müssen.
Für einen Guard.
Do you want to come around without the guarding? Do you like going around?
I think we go around, yeah.
Ich finde ihn auch gut.
Ich finde ihn auch gut.
Setz dich ein bisschen kurz.
Geht schnell noch.
Gut, Länge. Setz dich ein bisschen kurz.
Max,
Länge gut. Muss ich ihn nehmen?
Max, schaut.
Länge
Er görlet gut, Betsy.
Esther, hilf. Ja.
Grad.
Gut reagiert, Betsy.
Gut.
Well, what a finish to that 8th end it was, and hopefully the last 2 ends of this great game are equal to that 8th end. Switzerland made some quality shots, set up a 3. And Melissa, I just said to you in between the ends that Kerry Anderson made both of her shots, and she didn't play a hit, and they still gave up 3.
They still gave up 3. That first shot of Elena Pets is just brilliant. And again, we didn't really see it coming because they didn't look like they hit it where they wanted to, but it turned out absolutely perfect.
So to come around top 12-foot, 9th end of this game. Switzerland, their first lead since they scored 2 in the 2nd end.
9,5.
Ja. Gut, schön, Nase.
Calling for the run back on this one.
Yeah, a lot of teams don't do this. You're allowed in the free guard zone to hit your own stone, so as long as you can remove it from play, but if you can actually hit this right on the nose, you'll be in a good position. It's like throwing 2 rocks and burying your first, so.
Doesn't stick that one, but rolls it out to still lie 1 and leaves the center guard.
Nice shot there by Brienne.
Ja, so wie vorher einmal ist gut. 75, 80.
So trying to follow it down. A freeze isn't bad. They thought they called maybe a little tap if the line's there.
Yeah, just back 4, maybe back 8 weight. Try and tap it.
Freeze.
Rondom.
Rondom.
It's got a lot of curling to do.
T-line.
Karel, even rondom.
Ich weiß nicht, was machen, ehrlich gesagt.
It's plan B, just trying to come around.
Okay, gut, T-line. Sorry.
And that one didn't react the way the other one's obviously a bit more weight and different path.
Yeah, that bit more weight just runs a little straighter.
You got it. Yeah, you got it, Shen.
So Canada would love to hit this one and roll to the side, but keep it as second shot.
Good. Heavy hack.
Oh, whoa. No.
Wait, now. Bell. Hard bell.
Whoa.
Well, they got to get by their own.
Okay.
And we'll nose it. Lie 2 early on
Oh, sorry.
in this 9th end.
Still overcurled.
Ja.
That's
Das
okay.
finde ich nicht so gut. Okay, dann ist der. Willst du so?
Okay.
Kennen wir, oder? Wie schnell
Wie lang?
musst du spielen?
Das Neuni. Okay.
Gut, kennen wir. Ich kann dir einen guten heben da.
Looking for the run back double.
Now trying to hold the line on this one.
They lost it.
Leaves the corner, leaves Canada lying 2 here in this 9th end, a 1-point game.
Kind of an interesting scenario here.
Yeah.
Those
Easier shot, yeah.
those two are doubleable, if that's a word. And you
Yeah.
see that Kerry originally called for the draw, but don't really need to draw. You might as well just remove this yellow stone. Right now, Switzerland is chasing you. If you get a deuce here, that's great.
Clean.
By hitting this, you'll still keep the blank alive if they were to double.
Yep. Yeah. Hard, you got it. Hard. Right to it. Good sweep, Bell. Nice. Good, Shannon. Yeah.
So the hit to lie 3. Now need to come up with a double on this one for Switzerland.
Just nose or just a little, maybe a little broom side of that first rock should get the double. And Canada will have a hit and maybe a roll behind their guard on their next one.
Nelly. Nelly.
Nelly.
Nelly.
Very close to making this.
Well, do they have enough to get it out? They trying to get it to curl and it doesn't. Remove both, just one.
Okay, good.
A little bit of a mistake there by Tiranzoni. Just didn't curl enough. Trying to get that one to curl. And just needed to come up
like normal, draw
another
the button
inch.
speed. Draw the middle speed.
So Canada shot rock, so they're going to elect to go around the corner guard now.
Yeah, that's
Try and
close.
reestablish their deuce.
Top 4. Team. I think we're light if anything.
Line's good.
Pink. We're top 8.
There we go. Just to my broom.
Pink.
On our own.
On our own.
Here, rock.
A little deeper, Kerry.
Gotta finish, Brianna.
Gotta finish. Go. Hard to finish. Hard to finish. Good. Okay.
Oh, in front of the T line goes side of the 8-foot. Line 1-2 is Team Canada.
Great shot. Nice weight. Yeah, it just walks over there. Great weight. Nice.
Vorne 4.
Yeah.
Genau vor.
Das ist 14,5.
Ist gut, ja.
So with that miss by Switzerland on the previous shot, Canada line 2 and fourth shot. Not really a lot of good options here for Switzerland. They have to make a perfect corner freeze here to try and get out of this end without giving a multiple 2 or 3 point end to Canada.
Yeah, 2 probably isn't the end of the world. Then you're 1 down with the hammer.
Exactly, but you really don't want to give 3. So looking for a corner freeze.
Ben je goed? Hij is goed, hij staat. Proef nog Schols nog wij. Schnell lang.
Wo ist er genau? Vorne
Gut,
an die Kante. Linie ist gut, komm danach.
You can see this just
Ja, sicher das.
curling
Bis dahin.
Strak, is goed.
right over to it. It's got such good curl there. This looks so good.
Just got to be careful you don't lose it, that it curls too much. And look at it, they did.
They did. Again, you can see the handle just kind of flatten out there at the end.
They knew they were close and they got right off of it. It is second shot.
That's big, the fact that it's second shot.
Watch her, they're off it and they don't do anything, and then all of a sudden it's too late by the time you put your broom on it.
Top 4. In the curlier spot.
Line's good.
Brianne's right.
Top 4. Always Brianne.
Gotta be fully.
Top 4.
Yeah, line. Top 4. Only line. Or just to it. A little bit heavy.
T
Back
line.
T. Whoa. Back T. Back T.
Whoa.
Sit down.
They want to try and sit on the corner of it.
That's a great shot.
Nice. Good. Real good. I was like, yeah.
They're a little concerned there that it was a bit heavy.
Weniger gehen. Ich will nicht, dass er dort jammt. Ja, nein, einfach Nasentier ist gut. Ja, Nase.
If they nose this one, Luke, regardless of whether they catch the back red one or not, I know they just talked about it. Canada's going to have to be careful when they go back to hit this redstone. They want to find a way to lie 2 at the end of Kerry's first rock. So a nose or a little, maybe even, yeah, probably a nose is probably the best shot here for Switzerland right now. Even if it's not shot rock.
Well, Lena Petz is first.
The only thing you can't do is hit it on the outside and jam it. Straight jam on the back one.
Oh, there's the nose hit.
Super.
Will lie second.
Genau, nicht nach
Yeah, second and third is Canada lying 1.
It's a pretty good result because Canada has to be very, very careful. You can't really hit it, I don't think.
I think we have to just draw.
Yeah, you might think play the devil,
Not
but
real
there's no
early
real way
one,
that
so
yellow,
rewind.
the front of your
Yeah,
picture
yeah,
and
like
behind the
that.
corner is going anywhere,
Try
right?
and tuck a piece
In
around
these
it,
next
I
2
think.
stones.
No.
Okay, guys. Even?
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and you try and make a double on those 2
Yeah, it's the same as
yellow
drawing
ones.
to
It
the
doesn't really
middle.
matter, as you say, but also it
14,
could
14,
jam on the back
7,
red one. So this is the
If
safest
anything, it's a
shot
hair
by
faster.
far.
Okay.
Just trying to make it even. Even a corner freeze on that top yellow one isn't bad. Couple options.
Okay, close.
Like to go. Listen now.
Line's good. A little tight.
You saw Kerry just let that one go soft. She didn't extend on it, so they're going to go really hard on this. It's going to probably curl a ton.
Look at it already going across center.
Yeah, you could tell by the way she let that go. She wasn't definite on her release.
Okay, Brianne, it's carding it.
It was very soft out of her hand, unfortunately. This is very unusual for Kerry to let it go this way. She's usually very positive. She slides out, she's perfect, and she needed a little extra, but instead of adding, she just literally let it fall out of her hand, and that's going to make the rock curl a ton, and it's not going to have enough weight, obviously. It's going to come off very quick.
Right away, she was like,
So just not a really solid throw there by Kerry, and she knew it right away.
And the reaction of the sweepers as well, that we got to go, because they're watching that release as well as the kick.
Exactly. Yeah, she didn't extend into the weight.
Ja, ist gut, ja. Ich finde es gut. Ich denke es im Fall.
So now, does that leave a chance? Is there enough that they can make a play to try and tap that shot stone through?
I think there is. I think they can tap it even. They don't even have to tap it out, right? They just need to tap it about probably 3 feet, and they could lie 3 3 or 4 after this rock, actually. Probably 4.
That was really the first miss of this game
It was.
for Kerry Anderson.
Yeah, they got the weight. They're going to actually, if they just clip half this rock, they'll have it.
By the guard, chip it through and roll it off to lie 1, 2, 3. Wow, what a swing in this end.
Great shot there by Alina.
Canada had this one set up through most of the end, looking like 2. Switzerland needed a couple of shots from Pets, got them. Otherwise, they were giving up 3.
You got it.
Yeah, she's really played well the second half of this game.
Yeah, right on the nose, Kerry. Let's go. You got it.
So very similar in their loss yesterday to Canada. Canada playing very well early and then let it slide a little bit against Sweden. Trying to stop that, get the point, tie this game up. And then they'll try and steal in the 10th end to win it. Need this hit and stick first.
Oh, this one is curling early as well, Luke.
Big scrub, can they hold it? There's the hit and the roll away, and it's gonna be a steal of 2 given to Switzerland. So 5 consecutive points in 8 and 9 for Switzerland against Canada. They now have an 8-5 lead over the Canadian side after 9 ends.
Weight came off a bit too. 10-6.
Okay, so good. Let's make her
Einen rein.
Hij niet naar deur, oder niet?
Willst du schon den Pierre fragen? Jetzt kannst du noch.
Ja.
Ich habe gesagt, einen rein.
Und naar deur, habe ich gesagt.
Nein, gehst
82, aber ich finde es recht gut. Ja, nein, lang ist gut. Ihn ist gut. Macht sicher, dass er da ist.
Ja,
schön, Max. Nein, ja, er ist Max schnell in.
Ich glaube, ein bisschen weniger Hand im Fall.
Lang ist gut. Das Max schnell. Nochmal, alles gut. Lang ist perfekt. Okay.
Einfach ganz 4.
Lang ist perfekt. 14-2.
Ganz 4.
Oh, ist lang. Schon gut so. Schön.
Was spielen wir, Thierry?
Sicher 2-mal rein. Nachschauen.
Okay.
You're watching live coverage from the LGT World Women's Curling Championship 2021. 8-5 is our score now as Switzerland gets 3 with the hammer in 8. A steal of 2 in that 9th. And the first misses, complete misses from Kerry Anderson in this game, both come at a costly time. The hit and roll gives up a steal of 2. Now they will need to score a 3 to try and tie this game up. And an end, Melissa, that it actually seemed like Canada had a good setup, had something going, set it up to score multiple points. 3 wasn't out of the picture before the last stone from Tiranzoni.
No, and again, it was just the way it played out. Like, you know, you think back to that end and you don't think that Canada really made a big error except for that first rock of maybe Kerry Anderson's. But all of a sudden you're going from potentially getting 3 to giving up, you know, being forced really is what the result was. It was being forced, and with the miss gives up the steal of 2. But yeah, just a bit of an error there for sure. And disappointment, of course, on Team Canada, but going to do everything they can to fight back here and try and get 3. But Switzerland, struggling that first half has come back so strong, as you say, 5 points in 2 ends.
One. I gave it some handle, so it has a chance. Easy. Might go a little farther than you think. Hasn't curled yet. There it goes.
Gotta curl. There it goes, yeah.
Has to curl a bit.
Curl, finish a bit.
Oh no, line's good. Line's good.
Good.
Great spot. Really nice.
Well, they stack the 2 corners. First 2 in for Switzerland. They'll bring a third one into the rings. Well, it's definitely play the scoreboard. You have a 3-point lead. You bring the two in with your lead, and then you bring a third one in as well.
Absolutely, there is zero reason that Switzerland needs any guards right now. Especially when you have 2 in perfect position on the center line in the 4-foot area in the button. Canada has a lot of work to do to try and manufacture any kind of point here right now. So just bringing this in, even top 12 is great.
Well, it's time now in this game. Canada got to go to work, try and generate some offense.
Maybe try and, yeah, that's good.
But look, they have 1 point in the second half of this game.
Yeah, buried is more important.
Very strange looking, you know, very strange, right? You've had a few hammers and you only have 1 point.
Yeah, hair down. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah. Stay close, yes. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah.
Well, hit. Try and get it in behind cover.
Okay, Shannon. Good.
Well, keep an eye. Sweden up 5-3 over Denmark, and they have the hammer. Looking like they could try and bring those ones in the 12-foot into play.
Yeah, it looks like this actually is a open hit for 4, I believe. And it looks good, by the way. They're just sweeping it in there.
Right
it is.
on the nose. So there's 4. And that would make it a final 9-3. Sweden defeats Denmark, so Sweden gets their 3rd win. They're now 3-0. Denmark drops to 1-2 with that result. And see that one done on sheet C. We're over on sheet A. Have to look back, obviously. Was yesterday in Canada's first game. They scored 1 point in the second half of their game against Sweden.
Yeah, Canada started very, very strong in that game, very, very strong in this game. Kerry Anderson herself was curling 100% at the 5th end break.
Pretty edge on edge. I don't know if yeah. What do y'all see like using theirs? Pardon? Will you just tap and make a little pocket? Yeah.
Like that.
Okay. Like T.
Just T-line.
T-line back 4. Okay.
Yeah.
That should be good.
Yeah, momentum's is a funny thing because it looked, the 3, obviously Switzerland gets momentum, but then it goes back and Canada had momentum going in that 9th end. And right now, Switzerland taking full advantage of getting that steal of 2. They don't have to be as precise with their shots here in this 10th end where Canada needs to be perfect.
That's a very, very good point. And it was interesting because I believe that the original call for Switzerland was to hit the one in the rings, and it was changed to peeling the guard. And you have to remember, what are your danger shots? And your danger shots are always those guards if you're up 3 points. So just trying to remove those stones, and 1 shot at a time for Switzerland, just getting rid of what they can.
Now when they're trying to tap, it actually over-curls it and didn't have the weight at T-line weight. They're looking for back 8.
Also, ich würde glaube ganz raus.
Also, ich will nicht so mega schnell, nur ein 8 oder so.
So, ich glaube, das ist gut.
Bisschen mehr noch.
Ja, so, ist gut. Wie schnell kommst du? Ja, ich finde es gut. Ja, finde ich gut.
So going after that one, top 12-foot, Tiranzoni. Well, and they will nose that one. They almost spun it off that one in the side of the forefoot.
I mean, they'll roll away my way, so it's not a double, or your way.
I think we have to go there. Unless we're dead buried.
Where are we going? It goes pretty sideways, so. Okay.
Try and get at least half
It's
under.
a little bit slower than I thought it would be. Okay. I thought Shannon's would be good without sweeping.
Canada trying to throw everything they can here at Switzerland. It's really hard when you don't have really any workable guards right now. So having to bring this one into the rings, they're going to corner freeze their own red stone.
Top 4. Yep. Top 4.
Hey,
Top 8. Top 4. Top 8.
Brianne.
Yep, we can go. Yep.
Yep.
Hard.
Hard. Try to finish.
Line's good.
Try to finish. Go.
Hard.
Hard.
Yep. Hard.
Trying to get another one hidden in the rings.
Okay. Okay, Val. Good weight.
Again, a 3-point lead, and you're gonna just go peel out those stones.
Nice weight, Val.
I just, if they don't make it this time, I feel like we're just.
Achtung.
What? Yep.
Team Switzerland just looking to eliminate.
No problem. They know that Canada's got to move their stones at some point. They got 3 stones remaining. They need 3 to tie.
There were just no freeze to the nose here, then she just picks this one.
Yeah, and if we're ever off, they both might go.
Yeah.
I guess if it's a little too late, maybe.
Well, here in session 5, we're in the 10th end.
Even if we do go
RCF Italy also in the 10th end, 8-5. RCF leading that game. Sweden defeating Denmark 9-3, and Estonia looking for their first win at a World Championship, leading 7-6 going to the 10th end against the Czech Republic.
Yeah, we need, I guess, same thing. I was just wondering if tapping it helped us, but probably not.
No.
Yeah, like freeze on, this side.
Looks like we might be going same spot.
Not sure. I'm just wondering, I don't know how we get 3. We need a miss, but try and bury it, I guess.
Okay. Just a foot more, if anything, and then we can just sweep
Yeah,
it in.
just a hair, but still pretty close. Okay, hair more.
Okay. Top 4.
Should come down like crazy again though.
Finally.
Okay, hold it. Whoa.
Top 4.
Up.
Off. Two are red. Can we go in the pocket?
Yep. Hard.
Got to find a way to keep these red stones around right into the pocket.
Okay, that's pretty good.
It's a pretty good shot. They moved that red stone over a little.
She might be able to get skinny.
I'm not sure if she can. She might be able to skinny double those. Depends on how much space there is.
Ist nicht so einfach, oder? Also weißt, es ist nicht einfach, aber ich glaube, das wären, oder? Weil auch wenn du den bringst, dann frisst sie da wahrscheinlich. Ja. Die Frage ist, von wo spielen wir? Von außen? Ja.
No way to blast both of those
Und nicht schnell, oder?
because of that yellow stone out in front.
Ja nachher schon, weißt du?
Yeah, I think that's what they're looking at to see if there's enough room to thin that one that's on the button.
Okay. So. Ja. Ich glaube, ich brauche ein bisschen mehr Tiere, bitte. Ja. Nase? 9,5,
Ja,
glaube ich.
ja, ich finde es gut. 9,5 hast du gesagt, gell?
9,5, ja.
Ja, das hätte ich auch gedacht.
Yeah, you just hit maybe an 1/8 of this one. You should be able to double those, I think. It may jam on the one over here or maybe just squirt over there, but you'll definitely get it out of the forefoot area. Not throwing a ton of weight here, though.
What?
And almost wanting to keep that yellow one around, make it scoring zone awfully small.
Trying to get it to curl.
Sehr schön.
That's an excellent shot.
Genau, 9,5.
Yeah, I don't know how you make contact with either of those yellows. The reds are gone.
Ja. Hij is gleich nog veel.
Canada will call a timeout.
What if we played like hack weight, hit it right in the crotch, and get some space between both? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, we kind of got to play like more of a tap weight.
What do you think if we play hack, hit both of them, try and, or even bump, and just try and, because right now it's hard to get them.
Yeah. Then you might have a double on
You
your
might need to
last.
play low bump probably, just
Well,
to
we
get
don't
it
want to
going
kill
enough.
ours, so.
I know, but I think hack won't move them enough.
I guess even if we could make this and bring these bumps, you still have an in
hammers
off.
that.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking
I think
just
it's
like,
this rock that we have to
yeah,
get
and
separation
just stay
on.
like a little bit high, but release.
We have to,
Yeah.
yep.
Just kind of jiggle them a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need
So
those
we
red
get
ones to be
first.
back 8.
This one, hey.
So like, I think you need a bumper to move both of these.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Get the
Yeah.
reds are loose. We'll make
Yeah,
it.
we need them out of the way.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Sometimes the timeout where the coach comes and this is what we should play. That one, a case of let's just all get together, let's take our time. Make sure the coach doesn't have anything, and Heather Nedwin just agreed with that. And then what weight we're throwing, now it's all about executing. Try and move these around. Give yourself a chance.
Yeah, this is the best they can do. Probably throwing about a bumper weight at the most. They have to keep, obviously, both red stones in place. So they're going to hit right in the middle of those two yellow stones, push them back onto the red and move the reds around. They really need those two reds, though, to outcount that yellow one that's in the back 12. And then Kerry hopefully has some sort of double on her last,
Weight's close,
depending on
probably
what
a little down.
Switzerland does.
Yeah, little down. Yeah, yeah.
Still a lot of work here to do for Team Canada. This one's over curling.
Trying to save our red, but yeah.
Okay.
Well, they'll end up tapping that one through, and so matter you just peel that one out, and that will run Canada out of stones.
Wait, was what?
Weight
Weight
was
was
close
good.
by the end.
Yeah.
Hey?
Weight was fine.
Yeah, it looked fine by the end.
Well, another game becoming a final. It is RCF defeating Italy 8-5, so RCF wins game number 3. They're off to a great start at this year's World Championship. 3 straight wins. They will take on Canada tonight. And they might be facing a 2-loss Canadian team coming off a loss. If Alina Petz can remove this red stone, Switzerland will hand Canada a 2nd loss.
There it is. Just make it go away.
Make it go away, and it will be in the books. A victory and another comeback victory against Canada. This time it's Switzerland with the win. They defeat Canada 8-5. Now move to 3-0, while Canada falls to 1-2 through 5 sessions at this year's World Championship.
Om mij is er zo kinderen gegangen, wees, ik had de steeds al maken, dan draait ze zich om. En ik zeg zo.
Tiri, Silvana.
Well, and we will head over. Just one game left out on the ice. That is Czech Republic and Estonia. We are joining them here in this 10th end. It is a 7-6 Estonia lead over Czech Republic. Estonia in their first World Championship coming in at 0-2. Lisa Terman, 54% on the game, 69% tournament. Right now, the Yellowstones belong to Estonia. They lie 1. Elzbieta Badishova. 67% on the game. It's been a back and forth game between these two. Czech Republic needs 1 to tie, 2 to win this game with the hammer. Well, taps one back, but keeps their shooter in front of the tee line, in front of those. A pretty good spot. We'll look there at the house and those 2 red stones right now for the Czech Republic. Lisa Terman, third of this Estonia team. Trying to see if they can get a little chip off that top red, and look at that. Chips it, rolls off. Opens up that button, but gets that one out of the forefoot. They're so close to actually sticking it on the back one.
Jako z druhé strany, jo?
Ne, tady, kolik vidíš?
Ještě, takhle.
Okay. To se taky dá, když tak využít. Pojď sem.
Stejná váha.
No, radši bych míň, abychom si nemuseli tolik ťuknout.
Jo.
Bylo to 13.
See those ones behind the tee line now, important. They can try and get one there. No, you need 1 to tie, but give yourself a chance at 2. This one is important to make first.
Čekej.
Tee-line je super.
Jenom váha. Jo, tak musíš, pojď. Hodně zaber.
Je super, Míša.
Hodně zaber.
Jenom vy.
Wow.
Pořád Míša, jo, přetáčím.
Jo, Míša, jo, zaber. Pojď. Na směr, pojď na směr.
Well, coming right down to it, it'll actually over-curl that one. And I think Estonia has a chance to get one right on the face of it. But I don't know if you could play that in turn out. You got to follow the same path that Czech Republic just played. So we're into skip stones of this 10th end, the final game out on the ice in session 5. All the other 3 games have become final. And jump over and see if Estonia can hold on and win their first ever World Championship game, while Czech Republic is trying to avoid that. They have the hammer, looking to try and score 2.
If they can freeze this one right on the face of that red stone, it's gonna be a little bit difficult, I think, for Czech Republic. Oh, this one's curling early.
Well, real big sweep, trying to hold this, get it by the guard. And they'll come to their own. Was it over curled? They come to their own. They could have come to that red one.
They did. She had bumper, like, I'd say back 8 weight, and it just really curled on her. Obviously, we haven't seen this sheet for the whole game, but yeah, just over curled by a rock width.
Jsme furt přetáčeli teďka.
Jako potřebujeme trošku přetočit za ten gard, no.
Jo.
But if there's one now, if you can make Anna Kubeshkova try and come down to it, even if you tap it a little bit. Lie 2 right now.
I think so. I think she can, if she can cross that yellow one that was just thrown by Estonia, and as you say, kind of move into the center line side, she should be able to push it back enough. You can probably see, yeah, there's a really good look at it. I think you can, Luke. I think you can lie 2 after this. Everything just behind that tee line.
Yeah, and it's been sort of the way this ended in this game. Both skips struggling with draw weight, just in the 50% range. But it doesn't matter, you make this one, you can give yourself a good chance to win this game.
Oh, she's really close to making this absolutely perfect.
Cross it, tap it, and lie 1-2. Wow, fabulous.
What a shot. That is a tremendous shot.
A clutch shot from the Czech Republic skip Kubeškova.
I don't think you could have made that one any better than that.
Well, Estonia just 40 seconds on their clock as well, so have to make the shot, but also figure out a shot and try and execute it.
I'm thinking that she's throwing weight at this, perhaps to maybe just pick that top red one out.
It would have to be something with that ice and this weight quickly out. Is Terman.
You think you'd have to keep the shooter in play.
This one got out from where the broom was, and with all that backing, they will spin that one far enough that it's second shot.
Well, it does make Czech Republic have to throw their last stone.
Yeah, force them to have to draw now to the 4-foot. Look at all that backing fly around.
That clean things up for sure. So it is an open draw now to the 4-foot. Just has to get a piece of the 4. And obviously can come right up to the red stone that is sitting on the button for the win.
Czech Republic at 1-1. Estonia obviously looking for their first win here. Anna Kubeškova. Been back and forth, got out to an early 3-0 lead in the game. Estonia battled back. You know, Czech Republic trying to pick up the win. Need the 4-foot.
Misha. Jo, Misha. Nemusím.
Anywhere in the 4-foot, they can come to their own as well.
Now they have room to tap it a little. They don't want to roll off too much. That looks perfect.
Right to it, taps that one back, and there's 2 in the 10th end, and the win for Czech Republic. Estonia, a good battle, but can't quite finish it off against the Czech Republic. 8-7. Czech Republic defeats Estonia to wrap up session 5 from the Winsport Arena in Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
Thank you. Good luck.
Well, our feature game was a battle, Canada and Switzerland, and you see Canada a good strong start, but then Switzerland came strong, charging back to pick up the 8-5 victory in her feature game in session 5. And here's the visual evidence of how we got to that point in the 8th end. Well, setting up, they blank 7 to have the hammer, and Alina Petz looking at this double, maybe a triple, you could kick it out. They weren't sure exactly.
But not a broom was laid to it, Luke. Everyone was kind of waiting to see what would happen. And what a shot by Alina Petz. Manages to push that 3rd red stone out of play, or out to the 12-foot. And all of a sudden, Switzerland has an opportunity for 3.
And not an easy path here for Petz with her final stone to get into the 4-foot. After Anderson drew in to close the scoring zone. But watch this one. They knew they could get a little rub off that yellow. They go by and right into the 4-foot. And 3 in the 8th end for Switzerland. And a back and forth 9th end. It looked like Canada might have something going. Misses, and then capitalizing is Alina Petz in Switzerland. Left a hit against 3 for Kerry Anderson.
And this one just got out of her hand early again, and they swept it pretty much the whole way. It just over-curled. And unfortunately for Canada, hits and rolls out and gives up that very, very big steal of 2.
And that steal of 2 proved to be too much to come back from. 3 down into the 10th end. Switzerland runs them out of stones, and a victory for the Swiss to stay unbeaten, the reigning world champions, at 3-0 now with that 8-5 win. You see all the games final. RCF defeating Italy 8-5, while Sweden defeats Denmark 9-3, and Czech Republic scores 2 in the 10th to beat Estonia in the Session 5 games, which has us left with these standings. RCF, Scotland, Switzerland, Sweden, no surprises there at the top at 3-0, while Czech Republic 2-1, then China and Japan at 1-1, and Canada, along with Denmark, Germany, and the United States at 1-2. Estonia, Italy, and Korea all 0-3 through 5 sessions. We're back again tonight for more coverage, but as again, Silvana Tiranzoni picks up a come-from-behind victory against Canada.
Okay, thank you. Silvana, what a great game. You guys were outplayed in the first half of the game. What discussion did you have at that 5th end break to turn things around?
Yeah, well, the coach said that the first half was them, so now it's time to be that the second half is ours, and I think that we did that pretty well.
You did. You played brilliant the second half. So 3 games under your belt. You guys have riding on some confidence. How are you feeling now with the ice, the rocks? Are you really comfortable going forward?
Yes, yeah, we already felt very comfortable yesterday, actually. I think the ice is fantastic. We love it that it curls that much. And yeah, I'm actually looking forward for whatever it's coming.
Awesome. That's great. Congratulations on your win today. Always great to beat Canada. And good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Well, Silvana Tiranzoni in Switzerland pick up another win as that wraps up Session 5 for Melissa Saligo, myself, Luke Coley. Thanks for watching the LGT World Women's Curling Championship.